The Sunday Sequence Break.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very flawlessly executed. That might be the smoothest end of the episode end of the intro into the episode of all time. Welcome to episode 140 of the Sunday Sequence Break. That's right.
I have it on bad authority that is a prime number.
Yeah, 140, the prime number
is.
again.
If
well, bad authority.
Another one, if you divide it by 10, which is one of the criteria for being a prime number, then you get 14, which is 2 weeks.
Which is also a prime number.
Yeah.
Which also 2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks. So this is like, you know, two weeks is 14 days and 100, so that's 10, so that's like 20 weeks you could watch an episode every day, and that's how many there would be.
Think, I didn't trust my source.
Yeah, there you go. So
I was like, there's no way that's a prime number. Come on.
Yeah, it's good. So that's it. Welcome. We're going to be doing a bunch of games in the Panel de Pon series, including Panel de Pon, Tetris Attack, and Pokemon Puzzle League. And when I say including, I mean that's all of them. There won't be others.
That's all the ones we'll get into. There are definitely plenty more, but they're not near
right.
as
That's not literally all of them.
No, of course not.
That's just the ones we'll be talking about. With me to talk in general, we have Feasel.
Hello. I'll be talking in general today.
And Gildersneeze.
I'll be talking in Admiral today.
Ooh, okay. Nice one, I get it.
Thank you.
I don't have a clever joke, so but I'm here, Flicky. And then here to talk to us about Panel de Pon, Tetris Attack, and Pokemon Puzzle League, and no other Panel de Pon games. Guys, don't you dare mention one that isn't that.
Nothing else.
We have bbforky.
How's it going, guys?
There you go. We have Dark Aries.
Hello, everyone.
And we have Cards of the Heart.
That I am.
There you go. Fantastic. Before we talk to those interesting people, we have to get through some slightly less interesting people on the way.
Aries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all three of them were themed. I've been listening to a lot of KMFDM this week.
Oh. I noticed how his one was slightly odd one out, and I thought, oh, it must be because he's a hitbox
I had a different
guy.
one. Like, I came up with the theme after I'd already made that one.
Yeah, I thought it was like, he's hitbox. We'll give him.
Hold on, I'll upload the right one.
We'll give him a different one. Oh boy, I'll even sub it in and probably forget to use it. While you're doing that,
I'm aware.
Feasel, what have you been up to this past week-ish?
This week, it's been one of the busiest weeks I've had in quite a while. We did some SGL. We did just yesterday Bubble Bobble episode. Was pretty awesome. Bubble Bobble was a very hard game for people to pick up, I think, in a short period of time, just because there's a lot more to it than I had realized once you get into item routing and whatnot. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. Neosporin kicked some butt. Zaire got second place. It was pretty fun. And let's see, we're doing DuckTales 2 for next week's SGL, so that's cool. I also put on a bunch of tutorials for the Big 20 race that's coming up. May 2nd is when the Big 20 race happens at twitch.tv/bestofness. And so, yeah, I got together various people in the community who knew about these games and started making these tutorial sessions. It was pretty fun. Something I hadn't tried before, and I think it turned out pretty well. Hopefully, it's helpful to people who are learning the game. But I had to actually learn these games myself in order to prepare for it. Even though I wasn't the expert, I didn't want to look like a fool as I was up there, trying out the things that the experts suggested. So I guess that sort of forced me to do a little bit of Big 20 race practicing. So I got some of those games, started working on them. Wizards and Warriors. I feel like there was stuff that happened with Wizards and Warriors.
You feel like it?
I feel like there was.
You just know.
Yeah, because I remember there was a bunch of Wizards and Warriors that happened.
Jedi sense for this game.
Yeah, something like that. No, okay, I'm starting to. It's coming back to me. I remember getting a 12. Well, first I just last week I beat the record by like.
Can you replace
second.
I remember and make all this I feel that. No, not I feel like, I feel that.
I feel that.
I'm feeling that I got
It's so long ago. They just did so much
That feel
stuff
when
that
Wizards and Warriors.
It feels like it was years ago that I did this. Okay, but so anyway, years ago I had a couple of streams where I got a 1227 like 3 times. It was just super consistent. And that's where I'm at now, and I didn't include it in the world record list because that's just what I do. But oops, maybe next week I wasn't happy with the run. I can do a lot better.
No.
Well, next week there'll be a better Wizards and Warriors, and we'll actually talk about that. But yeah, that's about it.
Now, do you feel there will be a better Wizards and Warriors next week? Or feel there?
he feels it.
I have a hunch. A hunch.
Oh, hey, getting into hunches all of a sudden. Huh?
I'm into hunches lately.
Right. Gilda Sneeze, what have you been doing? I'm just trying to solve this board.
3 guesses and they all start with Demon Head. Haven't been streaming it much.
Do they
lately,
not
but a
start
lot of
with
off-stream
Clash?
practice. No. I mean, I shorten things, Flicky. I'm hip and new.
I'm a
with it.
shortener. It's what I do.
We got a speed run.
We don't have patience around
We
here.
don't have the time for this.
Exactly. Gotta go fast.
Duh.
Jesus. At any rate, no, I've been doing a lot of off-stream practice for that, and stream-wise, I've just been playing a lot of NetHack for some reason. I just feel like playing it, and people seem to like it. So
How dare you? You should
How dare
stream
I?
what? You should stream speedruns 100% of the time.
Oh, I know. Well, I do play NetHack fairly fast and loose, so I've killed a whole lot of wizards.
Whoa, how many warriors?
None, actually.
Oh, okay.
I've been on a wizard kick. They're the most fun to play, I think. Taurus is a close second just because it's a real challenge. You start with no armor or anything like that, but I don't know. I like playing wizards.
Nice.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it for this week.
Oh, okay. As some of you may have noticed, I wasn't here last week. I was in Scotland for a fighting games tournament. It was very good fun. I didn't sleep enough and drank too much on Monday and fell asleep after eating a burger in a restaurant. Just so everyone knows what that picture is. There was a good reason for it. 3 nights with 3 people in a room of 8 who snore. No one's going to get any sleep. Anyway, I recovered, as all speedrunners do, from sleep deprivation, which is most of their life. And I got home, practiced some lightning returns for the relay, which is unsurprisingly getting closer, because that's how time works. And then played some more Dragon's Crown at last with Bangera. We got a much better time than before. Obviously it's still not good because we've only been running it for a little while, but we're doing well. Our route thing worked and we got a decent-ish 43-minute time, and we only lost like a minute-ish to us just not being able to connect to each other on the second fight thing. So that's, that's a thing. It's fun. We also did ESA cuts last week, which I imagine you maybe mentioned last week on the show.
I believe we did mention it, yes.
Good.
I don't know if that qualifies as fun, though. That sounds like it was probably pretty
That sounds more like work.
Quite enjoyed it, honestly. We only made one mistake.
This son of a bitch is gone.
No.
Right. All his hard work out the window.
No, because
Flicky the tyrant.
we make sure not to cut all of anyone's games, except for the one guy who we forgot and messed up, and we cut all of his games, but that's alright. Everyone else got at least one game past the first round. We believe in that. Sorry to the one guy who
Who got wrecked.
we forgot. But aside from that, no, that was good, and that was a thing. Did any of you see the April Fool's marathon list? Well, I don't know. I probably imagine you didn't.
Nope.
We being the marathon, knowing that we're playing with people's emotions and everything, we released a fake cuts list wherein we cut every single game and replace them with our own. That is Joker, Bangaras, and my own runs, including a bunch of extra ones. If you're a fan of fake sounding categories, I suggest you check it out. 3 players, 2 controllers, new game plus 100%. That was probably my favorite one. New game plus 100% in 0.00 seconds. Obviously the game's already done, and so on. But hey, I did that, and
Should have made up credits warp categories for games.
oh, I could have done that. Would have messed with people if I just threw like Majora's Mask credits warp in there,
Right.
and they'd be like, wait, what?
When did this happen? Son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
I'm not sure what the other ones were, but there were some good ones. We eased them into it. We started off with some real sounding ones, and then they got worse and worse as you went down the list, culminating in 100% World of Warcraft, in case you didn't get it. In case you didn't get it, that it was a joke. There was that one to
Literally
punch it
Game of
home.
Fun.
Yeah, literally. Guys, it's a joke.
Hey guys.
We got a few people, which was worth it. A few people complaining that they cut. My favourite was Omega, No Mario, or Zelda, which was really good.
I wouldn't mind the no Zelda part personally.
Well,
Dang. Shots fired on Zelda.
unfortunately, that's probably not going to ever happen at a marathon, because lots of good people run Zelda games. Anyway, enough about me. Well, that's not enough, but you guys are probably fed up.
It's never enough.
No.
Look,
I think that's enough about you.
Yeah, let's move on to our guests, starting with bbforky. What have you been up to in the past bit-ish?
Mostly for this week, I have been doing some Goof Troop offline. I'm about 3 minutes away from the world record on that. I've been just trying to get it down slowly but surely, but
I just realized what you meant.
Bosses.
When you said Goof Troop Online, I thought there was some like MMO I
No.
missed.
Yeah, like Ultima Online.
Goof Troop.
I wish. Maybe. Who knows? Other than that, we have our weekly Pokemon Puzzle League or Tetris Attack races that we do Friday night. Those are always pretty fun. I did some attempts offline. And to put it in perspective, we'll talk a lot about it later, but I had a run that was about 7 minutes ahead of my splits. And the next split, I was about 3 minutes behind. So that's always fun.
Nice.
Yes, Forky. You're like the
lot.
king of good runs going bad in these games, apparently.
I did look
And
at today. Some guys raced 100% Orange Juice, which is a board game on Steam, and one guy went from 59 minutes behind to 2 minutes ahead on the split. So
Wow.
Yeah.
So he gained an hour.
he gained an hour. So that's something I saw today. Don't.
Against his
Sounds like my runs.
It's like Mario Party, sort of. Yeah.
Interesting. Other than that, I started speedrunning this new game a week ago. It's called World Tour. It's just a cheap Tony Hawk knockoff that will be featured probably towards the end of the world record. So we'll get to that when it
It'll
comes
be
later.
in there somewhere. Yeah.
Somewhere. But yeah, that's about it for me for the week.
Cool. You just reminded me to do the thing. Dark Aries. What's up? First question: are you an Aries?
I am actually, yes.
Dude. What do Aries like? A headbutt? Would Aries headbutt each other if they met another Aries?
Damn it, Flicky.
I feel
I'm
like
not entirely
You
sure.
are using the wrong picture.
Generally,
Am I?
the people who have also Aries actually share my birthday within like a day or even the
Oh,
same
shit,
day.
what's
so
your
I usually just
birthday?
high five them instead.
What's your birthday? Is that share?
14th.
Oh no, I'm way ahead of you.
Oh, you're just terrible.
Dude.
I'd high five you anyways, though.
Oh yeah, I share my birthday with another speedrunner. We calculated he was 35 minutes older than me. Literally 35 minutes older than I am, and we both speedrun, so clearly it was a good day to be born.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, carry on. I'm trying to figure this out. It's going to take me a week, so keep going.
I don't know. Recently, I've just been playing a bunch of Tetris games. I most recently played Tetris Plus, which took me about 7.5 hours to completely beat the puzzle mode, so that was joyful.
7.5 hours, people.
Sorry, there's like
Yeah.
another few weeks on me figuring this out. Can you
Are
guys...
you still mulling it over? Is that what you were saying? Oh, goodness.
The one that says BG is the wrong one. How's that?
I already fixed that. I fixed that bit. I'm trying to put the other world record videos in the thing.
Oh, very good.
Okay.
Aries, was that everything then, or you have more?
No, that's about it. All I've been doing is that, and that took up like a whole day. So yeah.
Well, that's more than some of us work some weeks, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait, who are you jabbing at there?
No, no one. Just imaginary people. Nobody in particular. You know, that guy.
Yeah, that asshole, right. Okay, and finally, no segue there, because that would just be mean. Cards of the Heart. What have you been up to this past week?
I've just been kind of in between speed games at the moment. I usually do Puzzle League when I can't think of the next game I want to do. I mean, I really want to do a game that I did a few runs of back in 2013, which takes like 2.5 to 3 hours to do, but I just don't. I'm just too lazy to set the time aside to just do those runs. So I've been doing a little bit of Puzzle League, and then between that and Tetris Attack, getting past the first round cuts of SGDQ, trying to work on that. Also, Winnie the Pooh's Home Run Derby. For whatever reason, that got through the first round of cuts, and I don't know why.
Don't bring it up. Just let it. It might sneak in.
I've already voiced my grievances over that. I'm not salty anymore. I don't care that the game I've been playing for well over 10 years didn't have a chance in the first round of cuts. I'm over that now.
It doesn't sound like you are.
Nope, we're good.
He likes to say he is just so it is.
The people are gonna accept it. I'm just thinking of when like a girl said, the guy's like, oh yeah, no, I'm just gonna go out and see my buddies. Oh no, that's fine. It is, thanks honey. And off he goes. Alrighty, now, many of you have been thinking, man, puzzle games are great. I myself played a puzzle game that I'm too ashamed to mention that. No, I lied. I've been playing a lot of Honey Pop this past week. Don't ask me why, don't question me, don't judge me. Please. Too late. It happened already.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah.
The
Anyway,
internet.
puzzle games. These ones are a bit more difficult and a bit more impressive. We have Tetris Attack. Panel to Pawn is the original. I'm gonna play. We're doing this in Panel to Pawn first, so I'm gonna play that first and tell us, I guess, about the Panel to Pawn system in general, like what it is, and yeah, I don't know who would be most qualified for this one, but
That would be your job, Cards.
I'd rather not, because I figured I'd dominate the conversation later, but yeah, might as well go into the
Since
basics
you
of
twisted your arm, I guess.
Yeah, let's just go into the basics of what's going on. So yeah, this is an action puzzle game. Believe the first game in the series was made in like 1995, and there have been multiple iterations of it. It's a match 3 puzzle game. So you have this grid of blocks of different colors that you have to match. And if you match 3 of them in a row, they disappear. And if they fall and make more matches, you can make like combos and chains and all that stuff. We'll get into that a little bit. As far as I can tell, the generation of those blocks is random. Both players start with the same randomly generated stack, and it appears to be frame-based, so there doesn't seem to be a good way to manipulate, which would be really, really nice to have in a game like this. But well,
if you want to replace all the fun puzzle solving with like rote memorization, then I guess it would be helpful.
Well, it's more consistency in speedruns, I'd imagine, but still.
Yeah, not everyone is the biggest fan of RNG from what I've been able to gather. But
You're in the wrong genre.
That's
Swing
true.
and a miss.
The controls are fairly simple. You can use the D-pad to move your cursor on your field, or if you're playing Pokemon Puzzle League, you can use control stick also on the N64 controller to move, which I don't know why anyone would ever use that.
That sounds god awful.
That sounds so foreign to me, but I do hear rumors that it allows for faster movements, though I really don't feel like trying to test that, because again, that's such a foreign concept to me. I could never get behind anything like that. So,
To be fair,
yeah.
I'm sure everybody who starts off with Pokemon Puzzle League doesn't realize that the N64 controller has a D-pad
Yeah,
to begin with.
I was gonna say. I feel like you would just be assuming that this would be the better way of doing it because it's the N64.
Which surprisingly has a really good D-pad.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
It's just, the whole placement of everything is weird, but the D-pad itself is pretty solid. Can you use both? Is there any like tricks where you use, two movement methods to do something faster, or something you wouldn't be able to do, or buffer some input? I don't know.
It's nothing with the movements that I've been able to really play around with, but there are multiple buttons you can use to switch the blocks. There's a cursor that the cursor lets you switch between two blocks that are next to each other horizontally, and there are actually some neat little tricks you can do with that by mashing both of those at the same time.
For example, Pokemon Puzzle League, both of them are just like A and B. And so if you guys are watching this right here, basically if you see all the garbage blocks that are being sent there, that's like every time you're doing chains and combos, it's like sending more and more garbage block to the opponent. Once their stack gets really high, that's basically how they lose.
Yeah.
So basically, when you're clearing blocks and they're touching the garbage, that's when you can slowly but surely get rid of the garbage blocks. And like a couple of those tricks, we're saying like mashing A and B, while you're still chaining with it, you can just like kind of buffer and do like multiple chains, kind of like just frames apart from each other, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah. So what's unique about Panel to Pawn really is that the stuff comes up from the bottom, which is unusual, and all the stuff's already on the screen. Majority of puzzle games are folding block puzzle games, and this is not one.
That is true, and you can also press the shoulder buttons, which would be L and R, which should be the same on both a SNES and N64 controller, I suppose. And you can use that to raise the stack to get more blocks. Which in this game, if you try to speedrun this, you will find out very quickly that more blocks equals more opportunities to make more combos and chains, and that becomes really, really vital to getting the quicker times in this game.
Cool.
And the combos. Let's talk about the combos and chains, because a good understanding of that would really help. Combos you make by clearing more than 3 blocks in a line. You can also clear them in an L shape, but yeah, just clear 4, 5, 6 at a time. Doesn't really matter. Those will make combos, and the garbage blocks that those combos will send would be the small, thin garbage blocks. Like for example, if you make a 4 combo, you'll send a garbage block that is 1 column thick and 3 columns wide. A 5 combo sends a garbage block 4 columns wide, and so on and so forth until you get to like an 8 combo, and because the size of the field's only 6 columns wide, you can't send a 7 column block, so it sends like a 3 wide block and a 4 wide block. And the chains, like I said earlier, if you match set of 3 or more, blocks disappear, and then the blocks above them fall and make another set of 3. That makes a chain, and those can disappear, and more blocks above them can fall and make another chain like that, and you can make some pretty crazy chains with them. And the chains send the thick garbage blocks that you'll see dropping back and forth. And the size of the thickness of those blocks depends on how big of a chain you send. So a simple basic 2 chain sends a garbage block that's 6 columns wide and one row thick. A 3 chain will send one 2 rows thick, 4 chains 3 rows thick, and so on and so forth, up until you get to a 13 chain. And any 13 chain or bigger that you make can only send a garbage block that is 12 rows thick, because general rule of the Panel to Pawn games is that you cannot send a garbage block that is bigger than the size of the playfield, and the size of the playfield is 12 rows thick. So that's as big a garbage block as you can send. But as you may find out during runs of this game, you usually don't need to make combos and chains that big. Usually.
Yeah, we'll stress the usually very high there.
I'd imagine the 12 combo would pretty much be instant game over because it's very unlikely the computer's going to have nothing on its field, or.
It's close. It's close enough. The only way to lose in the game is to have your stack of blocks reach the top of the screen, and then the game tries to force those blocks through the top. So you could push your stack all the way up to the top of the screen, but it doesn't immediately kill you in the versus computer mode. So it gives you a little bit of time to try to clear stuff before the game just says, "Oh, you're dead," just like that. It's very
The thing is, even if you send the opponent like times 12 chain and they get the max amount of garbage, you need to include for the fact that the opponent would still have pieces on their own playfield. And you can actually get rid of garbage by getting a combo or matching up blocks as long as it's attached to the garbage. So even if you send them max amount of the size for the garbage to them, they can easily just wipe it out as long as they continue to keep matching up pieces. So for example, if you actually play 2-player, most of the time your games will go on for half an hour because you just keep chaining off of each other's garbage and you keep clearing off the pieces like that.
I used to play a lot of multiplayer back in the day, and that was definitely the case.
Is there a counter system like in Puzzle Fighter where if, say, you've got a bunch of garbage that's due to land on you, if you combo, it removes that, or does it just go straight to the other side?
Not that I've seen. I've had various moments where I thought that might have been happening, but no. As soon as you finish clearing blocks, any garbage that your opponent's sending to you that's due to come down, it's all going to come down. Right. So you've got to match the blocks on those garbage blocks to clear them, and clearing those garbage blocks transforms the bottom row of that garbage block into regular blocks, as well as the bottom row of any garbage block of the same color that touches it, which usually doesn't come into play until you somehow go slow enough to see the gray blocks, or the shock blocks as they're also referred to. They are the only ones that can send a different color of garbage. So those will not clear if you clear some normal garbage that's touching it. But again, you have to be going really, really slow to see those. If you're seeing those in a run, your run's not going very well.
It's good for you to clarify that with in a run, because I'm sure a lot of people have seen them playing normally. All right. Is that the general intro done? That's it. That's the general.
Pretty good overview of the game,
of the system, because it's the same basic system in all three games. Okay, so history of the scene. I don't know who wants to go for this one. If none of you are particularly good, I'll just pick one of you.
I'll take care of this one, because I actually did a little bit of research too. I sent a message to Darkwing Duck, and he helped me out with a lot of it too, because we didn't know a lot of anything like before, I would say, Cypher's run, really.
Right. Darkwing did Tetris Attack way back in the day. I think that was one of the first things that he did on SDA was Tetris Attack.
Yeah, he still plays it casually every now and again. Well, semi-casually. He still speedruns it.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Well, he's actually submitted it for SGDQ too, so he's clearly getting back into it.
Oh, so did it make past the first set of cuts?
Every Tetris Attack runner got past the first cut, yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. All right, let's go for it then.
He told me he was working on Rusty PBs about like 2 years ago or a year ago, and said he got like a new thing. But anyway, I think people first started talking about doing speedruns around 2004 for it, and in 2005 a lot of people would just like do ILs and stuff like that. And I know the first verified run that was on SDA was run by Iron Knuckle. I believe it was 6:19 in game time. And then Darkwing said once he saw that, a lot of people, when they were combining their times just from all the levels in general, they were getting, below 5 minutes and stuff like that. So the single segment run looked pretty weak to him. So he started doing that. He got the world record in 2009 for Tetris Attack, and then Cypher got it the next year after that. As far as that, I think it was just like off and on. People were doing runs. Nest Kamikaze did a run of it at AGDQ 2011. That was the first time it was featured in it. And then at SGDQ 2011, Darkwing did a run of that. And then, yeah, I don't think Tetris Attack over like the most recent years got too much of it. That's when we started doing Puzzle League a lot. So until like, was it a year ago, Cards, or less than that? That's when he took the world record over Cypher.
Has it really not been a marathon since then?
Yeah, it's been, what, 4 years now?
Wow, I had no idea it's been that long. Oh.
It's about time it came back.
Yeah.
I think its odds are pretty good if all these runners submitted it and they've got a race ready for it.
Nice.
Yeah, I
especially
hope so.
for Tetris Attack, if you get good runners, the AI is a lot more nice than, let's say, Puzzle League, so a race would showcase very, very well for the game.
Cool, alright. Yeah, Puzzle League, you were saying.
Yeah, and then Puzzle League, I think the big problem with that, because people were talking about that a little bit too, it's just the AI in that game is so buffed up, at least on the harder difficulty,
So fast.
than Tetris Attack, that let's just say our runs now, you know, your quick kill is about 15 second to 20 second in-game time, but literally a normal kill would probably be around 2 minutes, or you can get trolled for literally 15 minutes and there's nothing you can do.
Jeez.
Yes. We've had more than a few instances of individual stages going 10, 15, 16, almost 20 minutes on very rare occasions.
The worst part is when that happens on the very last stage of Pokemon Puzzle League, because if you die on that stage, you actually get kicked back to the second last stage. So if you just spent 15 minutes trying to beat the final stage and you lost, there just went 15 minutes for no good reason.
Yeah, the last stage is somewhat ridiculous in its AI speed. So
Is this why you race it? Or?
You'd have to be kind of crazy to do RTA attempts of the game. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me personally. That I'd like to think I do the most RTA attempts of the game, but that just stems out of a real childhood love for the game.
I think the fun of races for that game is literally anyone has a chance at winning. It's kind of sad. It'll like put you from first to last just with one fight. But
It's like a lottery.
it's
There's
back
nothing
and
wrong with
forth.
that.
Right, well, it's like cards rather than chess, I guess. At least there's a chance. You could get lucky.
Yeah.
You know, makes it a little more fun.
You guys should bet on it as well.
Oh, yeah.
Really good.
Ooh,
I'll make the
salty
odds.
bets coming.
Yeah. Make the odds. Fiesel takes a cut. Funds SGL. Sounds like a win-win.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Alright, and then categories then. I imagine this kind of sits amongst all of those, so we'll keep going in our general land. So you got, well, what are the categories? I guess there's only really one per game.
There's
At least
quite a few.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, alright,
quite
good.
a few, but yeah, Forky, why don't you expound on those a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. So generally, there is the one main category, and that will be your versus the computer. And so, Panel to Pawn and Tetris Attack have the very hard, and Pokemon Puzzle League adds a fifth difficulty, and that's the super hard. So you'll typically see people doing runs of that. And I don't know if I mentioned the current times of right now, but Tetris Attack and Pokemon Puzzle League are both held by Cards here. 1942 for Puzzle League, and that's 16 stages total, so that's not too bad. That's RTA time, by the way. And then Tetris Attack is a 744, and to put it in perspective, each match is, what would you say the in-game time is? Like less than 20 seconds?
It does average less than 20 seconds per stage, yes. And it's kind of difficult to get any particular stage under 20 seconds. So to average that for an entire run is kind of crazy.
So you could run this on different difficulties, right? You're just choosing to do the hardest one?
Yeah. Generally, there are people that have recently gotten into some of the lower versus calm difficulties, but I would say very hard for Tetris Attack and super hard for Puzzle League are the most competitive.
Yeah, it's tough with games that have a real range of difficulties to know what to run. You'll often see people run the hardest and the lowest of things, but I didn't know if there's people who are like really into doing the easiest difficulty and just, smashing the computer down as fast as they can, and maybe that's got a certain appeal. I don't know.
I don't think that's the case. I think generally people who do watch our streams, they just get fascinated when they watch how the computer movement is. And if you're watching like an easy computer play, it takes them probably just 1 second to move each time their cursor like left or right. They'll die really quick, which is make for a fast time, but I just don't think it's as entertaining as it could be.
Yeah, probably the most fascinating at the highest level of play. It kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Interesting factoid, if you're playing on the higher levels, and as we mentioned earlier, you both spawn with the same pieces, do not try to mimic the AI or you will just lose, because you can actually follow their movements. The problem is, because you're only mimicking, you will just get so far behind, and you will not actually learn how to do anything.
Yeah, the AI has its moments. Let's just say that.
I thought you were going to say the AI cheats. I remember trying
well,
to...
He does say that on a regular
too.
basis.
The later opponents do kind of move at somewhat superhuman task level speed, but...
I remember years of trying to copy AI in video games and then finding out that they have more resources or they just drive much faster than you can and everything. Yeah.
Right, I never knew about rubber band AI as a kid, so I was in the same boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just pay attention when it gets towards the end of the super hard run that's playing right now. When it gets to around, I would say, like, Tracy, which is the 9th stage, you'll just see incredible movement by the computer. And they'll just basically try to clear everything. And we'll talk about an exploit pretty here soon that, like, helps us a little bit with Puzzle League.
Yeah, and remember, the computer is on the right side of the screen, not the left. I've had people come into my streams and get that confused from time to time.
That's quite an honor, isn't it? That sounds like a compliment. Yeah.
Yeah, I have had my play. I have had the name bot used to describe some of my style play. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So difficulties. You said it's rare, and then score stuff.
Also, like,
yeah.
Each of the games, they kind of generally have the same mode too. So another one that we have fun racing, which I would think showcases the best test of skill, and it's probably the most consistent. They have stage clear modes that are on each game. It's called Spa Service on Pokemon Puzzle League and just stage clear on the first 2. So that involves, it's just you playing. You're not playing against anyone else. And you raise your blocks up so high and you have to just keep clearing as fast as you can until you see this line that appears. And your goal is to get all your blocks below that line. And you just move on to the next stage. It'll get harder and harder, like more lines that you have to clear, or like let's say the scroll speed's faster because the blocks automatically scroll. You can push them up with the shoulder buttons, or they just are at a set speed.
That sounds cool.
And the thing about the stage clear modes as well is it's a lot, as Forky was saying, it's a lot better of a showcase of skill. It's also a lot more fair if, for example, you're doing a race of the game, because that way it doesn't matter what the opponent is actually doing. It's just relying on how fast you're able to clear blocks underneath the line. So even if you're at a beginner skill level, you still can do something decent, because even if you're only clearing like 4 combos or 2 chains, you're still clearing off the stack as fast as you possibly can.
And I think another big problem with just that one, why a lot of people don't run it more, it's just not that good of a watch, to be honest, because it is repetitive. It's the same thing over and over again, even though it gets slightly harder. Which you could say that about the verses, but I guess there's just the appeal of you don't know when someone's gonna die, and it's kind of like surprising stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd like to think of every versus com match as a different experience, because you have a different set of blocks and a different AI reaction to those blocks. So it's a lot that really forces you to adapt to the situation much more frequently, and it's much more important to do that in the versus comps. Stage clear is just move as fast as you can, and not gonna lie, grinding that out gets a little old, and I could end up falling asleep to it if I'm not careful enough.
This AI has started moving its cursor at like 1 move per frame. Like some of those last few are definitely not real.
The higher difficulties on these games get pretty BS, man.
Yeah.
They do.
Just when you
Playing it casually as a kid,
final stage.
Yeah. Mewtwo, yeah. Yeah, some of those are definitely like cutting. It's like almost going diagonally in like a single movement. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Feels like it sometimes.
Well, we should probably link people to the leaderboards and then get into some of the general techniques, some of the tech involved in this game, because there's a lot of it.
You're gonna do your swanky delayed link, Feasel.
I could do that, sure.
You should do that. I like that swanky delayed link. It's like so seamless. Everyone's like, what? Dude,
How does he do it?
Showed up in chat as soon as he said it. I remember the first time you did it, I was so shocked. I was like, Feasel, you gonna link it? You're taking too long.
Oh, I screwed it up.
You did, maybe. Yeah, that's alright. But there, they use the speedrun.com leaderboards, which are really cool. You guys should... I mean, if you somehow do not know what speedrun.com is, you should go there. Well, you're about to, because you're about to look at their leaderboards, which are going to be linked in chat. So, it did work. Is that a correct link? Still? What's it? I want to see what that comes out with.
Yeah, it works.
It just redirects. Nice. Yeah, that's Tetris Attack. Empty. Okay, there you go. I was gonna say, you guys what's this dodgy leaderboard here? And as you can hopefully see, they're all in the Puzzle League. Oh no, that's just the Puzzle League. Yeah, okay. Well, there's a Puzzle League series on the left.
Yeah, yes.
You can click, and there's got Tetris Attack in there as well. A Tetris Attack, Puzzle League, and whatever this Game Boy Color one is. Puzzle Challenge.
Puzzle Challenge.
There you go. Yeah.
Anyone remember that? That was featured at last SGDQ.
There you go. Okay,
That's a completely different case.
now, do I have to start paying attention to stuff now? With this timestamping thing. So this is a video. This is MISC. I don't know what that means. Now I'm gonna sit here and pay my fullest attention.
I can walk you through it a little.
Yeah. So
Like,
let's go. Let's see how well I do.
Let's do this.
alright, yeah. Feel free, you can just pause it whenever you need to if you have like a question about something too.
I will
But
absolutely pause it. It's going to be really hard for me to keep this in time if I'm just going to
got all the timestamps too, right?
Yeah, I've got all the timestamps,
Cool.
so
You could do it.
yeah.
Alright, so this is just basic stuff right here. Like, this is just showcasing some chains right here. If you want to get good at doing chains at first, you can just like pre-build them, and that way when you make your clear at the beginning, they just like fall in line. So you see the blues are there, the yellows will clear, and then hit like the purples, stuff like that. And that's like generally your basic chain, just building beforehand before you actually do any clears. Then what you have after this is your skill chains, which is basically you just wing it on the go, and you'll just make it clear, and then you'll like look ahead of time and you're like, well, okay, what can I make it clear after this is doing it? You'll connect those colors, you'll look ahead of time again, and things like that, and they just like fall into place.
Alright, so this is like, one is you build it, this is you react to it more.
Yes, and which that's what everyone does in their runs.
Thank God, because the first one looked really hard.
The first one takes a lot of time to set up too, so it's not very optimal for runs, as you can imagine.
The worst part is when you're trying to build something, and while you're about to finish it, you accidentally break everything and just do a regular 3-chain.
Oh, the accidental poppage is the best part.
Oh yeah, you'll be trying to clear blocks and just things that you didn't see before clearing, and it might screw up with what you were planning to do.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, with the second time of chaining as well, you'll generally do those on garbage blocks, since when you clear off garbage, they'll actually they'll change into regular pieces as well. So if you're trying to figure out how to do chains, the easiest part is to just break the garbage that you have, and then try to match up a chain as the garbage is about to fall.
And then basically after this, we call those the skill chains. So these are like kind of advanced techniques, and these will be kind of going like really fast, so you might want to like stop it every once in a while. But this first one here is just you like drop that red in the middle of the chain, and I'll do it again with the greens, and that'll just count as a chain because one's dropping to hit another one, but then you're throwing a third one in the middle, so that way they clear.
Way to go!
Yes, that's one technique I find very, very useful throughout runs.
And then here's one of our like I think it's 3 frames that you get to do it. So basically when you're clearing, you have like 2 blocks that are horizontal, but you have a space that's in the middle, and you'll slide a block underneath it, and they'll act like 3 just cleared even though there's like an empty space underneath. And I believe I have a frame by frame slowed down like right after the purple clears.
Okay.
That kind of just shows.
Yeah, it's a 3-frame window in Puzzle League, 2 frames in Tetris Attack. I don't know exactly why that is. It's probably just some product of the block switching animation.
Well, this isn't. This
Here
is the
it is,
slowdown.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
So if you see the block where it's kind of moving, yeah, it takes exactly 3 frames to go to the right, or I guess it would be 4 frames. So if you hit any of those 3 frames individual, when those blocks will line up horizontally, that's how you'll get that clear for the chain. So
okay,
that's
I get you.
generally a hard one. I go for those sometimes, but they're kind of a pain to do.
Hang on, I'm gonna try and show this.
Yeah, the worst part's when you're trying to rely on those to continue the chain and you get caught off guard by those. Those are really awkward to deal with, and this is one of those games where you really can't afford to sit even for a second and try to analyze your current situation. You have to be constantly moving at all times.
All right.
Just
I maybe missed like 10 of these already, but you know, just keep going.
They're all kind of generally the same thing.
Right.
It's just like dropping blocks, or if you're like switching a block with another thing. I mean, it's just like kind of silly things here.
Okay, that's cool.
And then after basically all these advanced skill chains, we have what's called the lag chain, which is a very, very useful way of building on garbage quick to the opponent. Yeah. So you can think of it as a way of like alternating chains. So you'll start like a chain on one side, and maybe you'll start clearing blocks on like the left side, and it'll be like a chain happening, and then a different chain like at a slightly different times happening too.
Yeah.
I guess that's the
That's
way to
about to
explain
come up now. Okay, that should be up. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. I have this one like pre-set up a little bit, so there's kind of like that. That's just a way to build up chains really quick. It's like a quick 5-1. And then I wouldn't say we try to do that a lot, but the more important ones right here is like the switch that you do. It's kind of like these two would like fall at the same time, but you're switching a block to like come slightly afterward, and then it'll count as 2 different chains, even though like they're just a frame or 2 apart.
Clever.
Oh, there you go.
It's one of those things where you're kind of manipulating when a block's coming to rest by sliding the block underneath it. And I think if you had turbo, you could keep it up just about infinitely or something close to that. But if you can just manipulate that timing like that, you can allow for so many more links to your chain.
Yeah. And if you see the one that's right after that too, I have two blues right next to each other. This is some of like the mashing kind of strat that we do. You don't have to necessarily do it with two of the same color ones, but it gives you a very good chance. So I'll be mashing A and B, switching those blocks really fast together, and it gives me a good chance to like alternate the chain there, as you can see.
I would frame by frame that, but for some reason my hotkey for frame forward is Control plus, and then a symbol I've never seen before, and then F. So I think maybe F does it as well. I think. You're right. It was two separate things. I got it. I can do it. I can do it.
Good guy, Flicky.
I got it. I got you. There you go. Hey, look. There even is a frame difference. There's the 2. And there's the 3. There's 3 frames difference. Or 2. I can't tell. How's that? There you go. Perfectly demonstrated.
Wow.
Is 3 frames the max for that cards?
I
specific one.
If the Dolphin emulator is not lying to me, that's how long I've tested it as 3 frames, which is kind of hard to test these kinds of things in a task setting, because the only N64 emulators that can task cannot actually boot this game for whatever reason. So it's really hard to be able to test these things.
This game is not properly emulated. Even Nintendo couldn't figure out how to properly emulate it because of the intro scene. So if you own this game on Virtual Console, Nintendo cheated. In the intro, there's actually a video clip of Professor Oak talking to Ash. Nintendo didn't know how to properly emulate that, so what they did was they cut out of the emulator, they played the video file, then they cut you back into the game because they couldn't get it properly emulated. The reason people figured this out was because they injected Pokemon Puzzle League with the exact same ROM file and learnt it would not work.
That's pretty funny.
I was not aware. I must have forgotten that.
It's a seamless workaround.
I feel really bad for the modern guys working at Nintendo whose job are to port these like 10, 20-year-old games, and they're like, the guys who made them back then probably thought, yeah, I'll just do it this way, that'll be fine, no one's going to find out.
No one will care.
Yeah, and these guys now are like, what the hell did you do?
What is this?
How does this work?
What?
It's bad
Yeah,
enough
that's
finding
basically the
someone's
case.
old spreadsheet that they've done something to that you've got to fix. Like, I can't imagine what it would be like for this. All right, we have some interesting chains here, supposedly.
Yes, this is a little bit of footage of some of the more interesting applications of the slides and catches, the small frame tricks I've been able to do in various runs. These like some of these chains just look like they shouldn't be chains, and yet they are. And this game does not cease to amaze me how well some of these moves can be made, and it just adds a lot more depth to the game that keeps me coming back over and over.
Yeah, and I have one of them after these play that's like slowed down, I believe, that you see right here,
you go.
which is a really odd movement. He's basically, it looked like he moved the yellow to go underneath the purple block right there, but he actually switched it, and that dropped another block, I think, underneath, and it matched up the green and the purple, and it caused 2 separate chains there. That one is really, really weird. I haven't seen one like that before, but
yeah, that might have been one of
the
the catch variety. That might have been frame perfect. I'm not entirely sure.
that looks like frame perfect. I don't even know how you would do that, to be honest.
All right, we got some. Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say some of the best chains you can create in these games are the ones you create by accident. It's just one of those weird things about this game.
Yeah, we got some really nice examples of the garbage blocks that you were explaining earlier. If any of you at home remember what they were, but here we go. This is really, really nicely laid out. So, talk about garbage block sizes, I guess. We got some videos explaining it all. If you just want to quickly go over it again.
Yeah, since we went over it a lot before, there's not too much to say, but yeah, every time you do like your 4 combo, as you can see, your garbage block is about like half the screen. You move it up to a 5, it adds 1 more block. With 6 is the same thing, and then the 7 is kind of like, it would be the same thing as what a 2 chain would look like. And as soon as you hit an 8, it'll give you like a 3 and a 4, because that'll be kind of, I guess, like 7 total, but it won't combine them together. It puts them separate, which is a key thing. When you're doing kind of like big chains, you'll see the block is all together and like not separated. So when you're clearing the garbage, it'll take like multiple cycles, because you only get to clear that bottom line, like the bottom line of, I guess, the garbage block. And if it's separated, then it'll just keep clearing and clearing. But yeah, these chains right here, it just shows it gets bigger and bigger. And I believe at the end, I just do like some kind of, I believe it's like a 16 chain, so it's like overkill. But I'll clear all the blocks on the other screen, and you can see that it literally will take up the entire screen.
I really like this setup. It was really, really cool that you made this like this. Here we go. This is the big chain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I
this
haven't
just
actually seen
showcases
this.
some more. Yeah, it showcases some more like skill chains as well. Just some.
It almost
random
looks
stuff
like
that
the
you can
video
do.
they would make themselves to demonstrate how the system works in their game. Oh, you got question marks showing up now.
Yeah, that is a really funny thing, actually. I believe it's just for Pokemon Puzzle League, right? Cards, I think.
Okay,
Get wrecked.
I think it. I'll say it's. Yeah, that garbage block is tremendous.
yeah.
But
So good.
on Pokemon Puzzle League, it'll actually like stop counting your chain number, because I guess it doesn't really matter because your garbage block gets so high.
Yeah,
So just keep saying
by
mystery.
yeah, by default, after 14, the game just stops showing numbers, because that's pretty much a sign that okay, you did it. You can stop chaining now.
Congratulations, jerk.
And you can turn it off, because a lot of people like to keep track of what chain they're at, especially because in this game they have a mode that's called 3D mode, which we'll talk a little bit about later. Which I love the mode, but there are so many things wrong with it. I can tell you what all was wrong with it.
You can actually very...
How much more time do we have?
Yeah, we're almost at 3D mode on the video right now, if you want to go straight into
Yeah,
it.
sure.
This is the garbage block. You explain this
what
bit.
you were watching right now, yeah, it was just clearing garbage. It's kind of just me
Basically, how to save your
doing
ass
like
when somebody
chains
drops a
and
12
stuff.
chain on you.
Here you go, dude. 3D mode. You wanted it.
There we go. Now you'll notice something really significant. I'm playing on VC first of all, but on
Yeah,
versus
my
mode
mind's
it'll be
blown
the
out.
same as like N64. There is a tremendous amount of lag, and the gameplay slows down so much. It makes it really easy to make chains, but considering the field is, I don't know what the multiplier for how many more blocks there are, probably like times 5 or 6, even more than that. But you can just chain forever, and the AI is so stupid that literally the majority of this video goes on for a minute and a half. My chain never stops and the computer dies without me sending any garbage.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, how does it die?
It's a really cool concept, but it was made really, really bad.
People need to stop making 2D things 3D when they really don't need to. I'm looking at puzzles specifically. Like, lots of things I don't mind, but puzzles specifically, people can't do it. Did you have something to say there, Porky? Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I forgot names. It's alright, don't worry about it. Just leave me be.
This is atrocious.
There you go, they
But
died.
yeah, just keep in mind, this is not normal. This is not normal 3D mode gameplay. On N64, it is so much faster than this. That's how bad 3D mode and Virtual Console do not get along.
Yeah, so if you're ever gonna do stage clear runs, you should probably invest in N64 in this game.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Because at one point, the stage clear will actually switch to 3D, so...
Already?
That's entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, then you got some point showing and explanation. I mean...
One thing we didn't talk about, I guess another arbitrary thing that we didn't cover was there's a marathon mode, which you just go for the highest score possible, or time attack, which is the highest in 2 minutes. I think that's probably some of the earliest timed things, because that was really competitive to see who could get the highest score in 2 minutes. So basically when you're chaining in marathon or time attack, every time you do a chain or a higher combo, your multiplier goes up by a little bit. You can see the score jump really, really high from like the beginning of the chain to the end. So in the middle of you doing that, you just want to kind of just do the biggest chain possible for it. And the cool thing is, in the middle of your chain, if you just do like a random clear that's not associated with the chain, you'll still get the multiplier for the points. So if your chain looks like it's about to end, you might just want to do some random clears on some blocks, and you get a lot of points for it.
What is this stage? What was that last stage? Them as...
That was showcasing the stage clear.
No, I mean them as Vikings?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, with the Pokemon Puzzle League stage clear, it just takes a bunch of different rocket outfits, and that's the theme of the stage. So there's one of them as Vikings, there's one of them like kimonos, there's one of them like a park, there's the bike gang one.
Were they Vikings in the cartoon? I guess I don't remember.
Yes, they were. They had... I think it's actually in the movie that they were Vikings, because they were boating Ash across to Mewtwo's island.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Pokemon knowledge. I has
First movie, I believe.
Wow, there you go.
So long as I've seen it, I completely forgot.
Let's see what you can do.
Okay, right, now we got University. Is this Lorelei there? The ice lady?
Yeah, that's Lorelei. I've been talking too much if someone else wants to explain Puzzle University a little bit.
I don't know if there's really that much to talk about. There's a puzzle mode. The puzzles are really not that great for being so mentally stimulating, but it's there. And if you want another look at how chains are made, how to form certain chains, that's definitely a place you can look at. So yeah, it definitely shows a lot more.
Hello, Poliwell is so obviously just a human saying Poliwell. I can't get over it. It's clearly just a woman saying Poliwell.
Yeah.
Like, that's fantastic.
One of the things you'll notice, though, in the puzzles, in the Puzzle University, is that they use those diamond-shaped blocks.
Yeah.
You won't actually encounter those in regular gameplay unless you're doing the stage clear. For whatever reason, they decide to amp up the difficulty by going, oh, here's an extra piece. All it really does is screw everybody over. So, unless you're in the stage clear mode near the end of it, you won't actually have those diamond pieces. So you don't really have to worry about them.
I don't remember Meryl sounding like this either.
So yeah, this is part of the tutorials that Pokemon Puzzle League has. This is a very good way to teach you the basics of the game and how to make basic combos and chains and everything. Yeah, there's also a mimic. There's also a very easy difficulty in the Mimic Mansion that is like marathon mode, but the action is slowed down even slower than what would be normal. So it gives you a lot more opportunity to switch things around and make combos.
Okay, right. This is glitches. I felt the need to sneak in. We're at glitches now. These aren't modes. These are glitches. Okay.
These are amazing when they happen.
Okay, so.
Yes. Apparently, this game does not really like when you send garbage blocks to your opponents and they fall in your opponent's cursor, because once that happens, a lot of forms of collision detection just go straight out the window. And this happened to me very late in a run against Mewtwo, so this was a real particular heartbreak, because that meant I had to leave the stage and go back to the previous stage.
Mewtwo's giving it his best.
Look at him. He's just like keeps switching up at the top.
Damn it.
If he went a bit lower, he might be able
And
to do
it's funny.
something.
Yeah, well, even if you connect 3 in a row, it won't clear them because it's just like switching the blocks and nothing's just gonna happen. You're stuck in an infinite scroll and you just have to reset.
But it's not always a soft lock, as you can see with this Kuga here, or this Misty. There are some variations of it where if the garbage falls into their cursor, they just stop moving, and you can get an easy win from it. It's really rare that there's really only. I think those are the only 2 instances of it I've actually been able to make use out of during runs. So it's not something you'll run into very often, but it's just a nice little.
Man, I'm just assuming that the computer's sitting there attempting to switch that block that it was able to switch like right before the garbage block landed on it or something like that.
Pretty much.
And it's just like, no.
It's like, nope.
That is the
next?
best. That's the best move. I'm doing it.
Yes.
You can't stop me.
All right, so we went over like nearly all of this stuff already in there, I think. I guess if you want to go through very quickly the general strategy for each game, you can pretty sum it up in like a minute for each one at this point, right?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
it's pretty
okay,
simple.
I'll finish playing that Pokemon one. We just got to the point that you said it would be interesting from this stage on, and then we stopped.
Yeah, the AI just like decides to step it up.
Yeah,
10
Blaine,
notches.
let's go. Old man hippie Blaine, blazing it. That wasn't a coincidence, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure it wasn't.
Just Blaine.
Yeah. All right.
So actually doing the runs for Tetris Attack, the way it usually plays out is that it's just a simple garbage fest. You just gotta send as much garbage as you can, as fast as you can, and there are no really special tricks to it. You just gotta move fast. And the way I usually make it work is to start with a combo and then make chains with more combos in them, and then finish with like a 5 or 6 chains, so it creates like 4 or 5 rows of chain garbage, and then I try to stack 3 lines of combo garbage, because one of the quirks that Tetris Attack has, I don't know how much Puzzle League exhibits this specifically, but when the opponent clears their garbage, when the opponent inevitably gets the clear on the garbage, because it's so hard to get a perfect run in that game. When the combo garbage blocks are transformed into regular blocks at the top of the screen, if there's a matchup there, the AI will actually try to move up to the top of the screen to try and clear it, when their cursor is usually at the bottom of the screen. So they'll spend a lot of time trying to get up there to clear the blocks, and at the lower levels, they just can't get there in time. So they just lose like that. In the later stages, that doesn't work as well, but they do have a tendency to raise their stack even higher than the lower level opponents would. So you can actually get away with sending a little less garbage than that, but it's not very consistent.
How Team Rocket above like Blaine in this?
What?
Blackies for Giovanni, no doubt. Just an introduction to Giovanni, who's the next stage.
Alrighty. Keep.
And
Anything else specific to Tetris Attack generally, or?
No. We've been talking a little bit about the original Panel de Pon during this. The only thing notable about that is that there are a few differences in how the AI behaves. So
Which is interesting because Tetris Attack is actually just a reskin of Panel to Pawn. I don't know if you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
They figured girly girls would not work over here, so they gave us Yoshi
No
instead.
one likes girls.
But there actually is AI differences.
Not in the
That's
West.
Gonna explain.
The West hates
So
girls. They
even
like
though-
dinosaurs.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
But you would think the games would be exactly the same, but they actually did a few tweaks when they did bring it over. So that is why the two games, even though they're comparable, they're not actually the same thing.
No, they're not. In Tetris Attack, the AI tends to go for more chains. They try to set up a little more things, but if you can just stack enough guards on top of them, you'll generally be fine because they generally move pretty slow. In Panel to Pawn, the AI is actually faster, and they go for more combos instead of chains. So I don't know if we dwelled into this earlier, but when you make combos and chains, your stack that's normally automatically rising as time progresses will actually stop for a little bit while those chains are being made, and you can get bonus stop time that to give yourself a little breather before making more combos and chains. In Panel to Pawn, the AI goes for more combos than chains, and combos give less stop time. So if you get to a point in Panel to Pawn where you send enough garbage to them to fill their screen, they pretty much die immediately. But since they go for more combos and chains, that means they're able to match more blocks, clear more blocks more quickly. So it usually requires sending more garbage to kill them than it is in Tetris Attack. I know. My Tetris Attack record is 744. My best Panel to Pawn run's like 9.5 minutes because it's so much harder to get a good run because you're usually having to send more garbage, and that takes more time.
All right, and then Puzzle League general tips.
Puzzle League is basically
Four combo.
the four combo. Yes, the AI is pretty dumb, and you will learn to fall in love with the four combo. Because what happens is the Puzzle League AI tends to lower their garbage before lower the stack above their garbage before trying to clear it. And for whatever reason, it'll only look at the blocks under the garbage block that's lowest on their screen. And in Puzzle League, if you lead a chain with a combo.
Oh my god, Richie. Sorry. I just remember that this character exists. What a shit that was.
Oh jeez.
So they just get another Pikachu, but it's got a cool bit of hair. It's cool.
Everybody they could have picked as a filler character, they just had to go with Richie.
Yeah, fucking Richie, and then every fucking idiot at school renamed their Pikachu to Sparky, because lol, that's cool. Fuck Richie. Stupid bullshit.
Oh my god.
Anyway, speedrunning. Speedrunning. Uh-oh, someone just hearted Richie in the chat before I said that. They're not going to be happy.
But yeah, in Puzzle League, if you lead a chain with a combo, then that combo garbage will actually fall before the chain garbage. Tetris Attack doesn't do that, and so you're counting on this combo garbage to separate from the chain garbage, because if two garbage blocks are touching each other and one of them's cleared, then they both clear. So what you're trying to get the AI to do is to put a small garbage block towards the bottom of their screen when they're really low on blocks, and then they just lower it as much as they can, and even though they may have a match somewhere nearby, this AI is dumb enough that they will not look to it if there's like 2 rows of blocks underneath that tiny garbage block at the bottom of their screen, and they'll just sit there, do their dancing cursor of death, as it's sometimes called, and just sit there and wait to die.
It just said Polywell again. I'm sorry, I can't handle this.
This is why a lot of the times nobody will play with audio.
Yeah,
They'll
I was
just
gonna
have their own
say,
music
like,
playing.
I hate to say it, it's very annoying, but it just says Polywhirl. It's like,
You should cloister. We'll just I don't
Oh.
know how to describe it. It'll go cloister.
Yes, that is
Or
definitely-
when you're
think-
just on Blaine's stage, it's just always you hear, when you're hot, just like 24/7.
oh boy.
Yeah, so yeah, well, okay, that's not the best. That's not the best example, but not the best example of lore-wise stage. But generally, you want to. Generally, what I do is keep chaining my blocks until the opponent finishes chaining, and then they're gonna be really low on blocks, and I'm just gonna send a shit ton of garbage, and they're just not gonna have enough to address it.
Right.
So that's sort of my tactics with it.
Okay, there's a bunch of glitches. Can we go through these really quickly, these glitches things, or are they going to
Oh,
take
we
long?
already did.
Oh, we already did? Nice.
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
we
you did
touched
all
on-
that nice stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
There was an example of the quick kill though on Bruno. Like
that in a
his
video
stack
here?
was pretty high on the left.
Oh, you combined all of
And-
these into one video. You
Yeah,
You
to
guys.
save you guys some trouble.
nice. Thanks. You also worried me though, because I thought, man, we're not gonna have enough time to go through all this stuff. I should have noticed that these things were called what they were called in the timestamps as well.
Yeah, I could have like clarified that.
No,
better.
it's not your fault.
We
That's
try to make your
mine.
life easier, and you still make it difficult.
No, you
That's
did make it
terrible.
easier without me even realizing. That's how well you did. You did very well. All right. So then, can we do learning the game in 3 easy steps? Are we good on that? Or the games? Let's get you some value. You're learning 3 games at
Oh,
once. So
Yeah, it
let's-
can also. Yeah.
Well.
Never mind.
no.
Yeah, the skill set is very transferable, but if you get really good at Tetris Attack, this does not mean you can beat the hardest difficulty in Pokemon Puzzle League in a snap. It does not work that way. People have been apparently burnt before, from what I've heard.
Yes, the transition from Tetris Attack to Puzzle League in particular has stumped many a person trying to go fast in this.
Taking notes. If you can beat Tetris Attack, you can't beat Pokemon Snap. Got it.
That doesn't necessarily translate very well.
Yeah. All right. So, fact number 1. I don't mind who goes in what order, but I do mind if someone is greedy and takes more than one tip. So share nicely between yourselves. And
I'll start.
There you go.
I'll start. The first tip that I find it easiest to communicate to people is, we touched on it earlier, the Mimic Mansion in Pokemon Puzzle League. There's a super easy level mode where the blocks rise very slowly and they fall really slowly, so it gives you a lot of time to be able to see combos and chains as they happen. Trying to see the skill chains as you develop them is by far the most important skill you can have in this game. So that mimic mansion super easy mode is a really good tool for being able to visualize those combos and chains and be able to see several steps ahead. So that's I find that to be a very effective tool.
dude, this game was like, I mean, obviously so marketed at like 10-year-old kids. The fact that he thought it was a dream but it wasn't a dream is like the biggest stereotype of stories from my childhood. I'd totally forgotten about it. That like, he was like, oh, it was a dream? Oh wait, it was real, look, I got the trophy. It's like every kid wanted that to happen in real life. Oh my goodness. Okay, tip number 2 then for learning the game.
Don't believe your dreams. Tip number 2.
Yeah, don't.
Tip number 2.
This will
don't
never
run this
happen.
game. No.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait.
Oh, I had a dream that I had the Pokemon Puzzle League World Record. Oh, I don't.
Damn it.
That actually was my dream at one point. I just wanted to be like an undisputed Pokemon Puzzle League champion.
Would you say you wanted to be the very best?
Like
Don't
everyone
you
does.
dare. Don't you dare.
You have
That's well
to.
to know some Pokemon.
I was
jokes.
in a room for at the fighting game tournament, and they played that song, and there were 200 people singing the Pokemon theme tune together. And I just thought, this is not the first time this has happened, and this will not be the first time that this happens. All right, number 2 then. Sorry.
Anyways, number 2, endless and marathon even time attack is a great way to go with speed. You can increase the scroll speed, and they have different difficulties, easy, normal, and hard, which actually makes the blocks clear quicker. So you can just practice on like doing chains when it'll be even harder to get them because you'll have less time to react. So definitely endless, because I mean you can play for however long you want, basically.
Nice. All right, then finally number 3. Well, there is a bonus one, but
There is a bonus. I actually have a second bonus. I forgot to kind of type
that's
in
all right.
there,
Go
but-
for it. You can have all of them.
Yeah, the third tip that we have here is that it's okay to play on the easier difficulties. As I was stating earlier, Tetris Attack Very Hard is not the same as the hardest difficulty in Pokemon Puzzle League. So practicing on the easier difficulties is going to get you a lot better at the game and realize what's going on, because you have more of a buffer on trying to learn how to chain and everything. And the faster you do with the easier difficulties, the easier time you're going to have on the harder ones. So don't jump into the hardest difficulty. I actually think in Pokemon Puzzle League it's impossible to start the hardest difficulties to begin with. My bonus tip is actually, because this comes from me being colorblind and I very much suck at the game, one thing I've figured out is that if you just pull the color down on your TV just so it like barely has color, you will actually do tons better. So if you're colorblind and you learned that you suck at this game, just pull the color down on your TV.
So it just makes it darker, so it's the differences are more
Well,
clear?
it makes it darker, but like for example, because I'm red-green colorblind, a lot of the times you just don't notice which ones are which. So if you bring the color down, the colors will, the reddish ones will kind of turn like an orangish and everything like that. So it just kind of changes everything around. You can actually notice things better.
Random
results make
thing,
it
if you're colorblind, I actually needed a colorblind person for something. Do you mind if you message me and I send you something?
Yeah, that's
It's just
fine.
a picture. Like, I just want to make sure it's for ESA. We want to make sure that it's viewable for colorblind people as well.
Swear to God, if it's that dress, I will kill you.
Yes,
It's actually a
I'm
guy
the
doing-
representative for all colorblinds.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll send it to you, and if the colors don't work for colorblind people, then that would be very helpful to know now.
Huh.
All right.
What happened to the other 4 colorblind people that you told to send messages to you and we never heard from them again?
What do you mean? No, dude. What do you like? I don't think that's the same thing as this.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Was okay. Yeah.
There is another little bonus tip that I personally put in, because I know we weren't going to acknowledge other games in this series, but I want to take a second to acknowledge that there is a version on the Nintendo DS. It's called Planet Puzzle League. The garbage attack mode in that game, the traditional Puzzle League mode, is balls hard. Don't do it.
Oh,
But
it makes PPL look like it's easy, and it's not.
no, not when there's 10 stages and the average stage takes like 8 minutes.
I always found parts per liter calculations really difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's for when you want to take your frustrations on clearly at home. It's not enough to go because
Dude, I'm really enjoying this chilled out, lazy Pokemon Thieves remix for these credits. I played it twice already.
it's pretty special. But yeah, one of the modes Planet Puzzle League has is in its puzzle mode. There's an active chain puzzle mode, and it's not like one of those. It's not like one of the traditional puzzles where.
Code, though.
Yes, that is a very special code. But But yeah, the active chain puzzles in Planet Puzzle League are not like the traditional Tetris Attack Puzzle League puzzles where you have to clear all the blocks. In that one, there are only a few colored blocks on the screen, and you only have to clear all the colored blocks. And in doing so, it really illustrates some of the more crazier skill chains that you have to make during an actual Tetris Attack or Puzzle League run. So it really helps expand your thought making process. It really makes you think outside the box. So if you have Planet Puzzle League for the DS and can play around with that, by all means do so, because it should be a pretty good help.
One final thing I will add: if any of you at home can play the organ and or guitar, can you please record a live version of you playing this song? I would like nothing more than to hear that in my life, for real.
Just have it in a church on the organs.
Yeah, just like chilling out on that organ.
I refuse.
I really want to. I'd love to walk into like an old dude, like an old Japanese guy, like in his 60s, and it turns out he wrote this track and he's just chilling out, grooving and playing this track live. I would love that. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, that was Pokemon Puzzle League. I don't know why I wouldn't want to always host this, because I get to listen to everything. It's so good.
This is not a person to want to host.
Okay, let me just fix one thing. I don't know where this file came from. When did we have Fatal Rewind on the show? Because this is in this folder for some reason.
Yeah, rewind. We've had that in the records list, sure.
It's not in this one. That's the important part. So let's get rid of it.
I think it was last week.
It's sitting in my backgrounds folder for some reason. Anyway, cool. That's that. I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna let the Pokemon song play out, because this is amazing. I can't get over how much I love this song. Are you guys gonna stick around for records? Because it is records time.
I'll be here.
Nice. All right. Cool. I will call on you guys if necessary. Let me put these golf things in the right spot, and then we'll regrettably... Oh no, the song's over. That's all right then. We'll happily move on and go into world records. Let's hit that split before I get moaned at.
God, Flicky, hit the split.
Good.
Yeah, Flicky.
Split, page.
Alrighty, let's get into some world records. These are the records submitted by you guys online on our website, tssbreak.com. And at the top there will be a submissions thing. You can submit the runs there, and we'll throw them up, put them on our little majiggy-majig, and make some highlights if you give us stuff like video and timestamps. Someone did. The first one didn't do that, so I can't segue into that. But anyway, I'll take the first one anyway. It's okay. I mean, let's just pretend that they did, and it'll be a really good example.
Wait, but we have a Feasel who knows about this game, though.
Oh, do we? Oh, you're right, we do.
I don't know. I've never run this game.
Oh, no.
You're thinking of PJ.
Oh, shit.
Once again, we're different people.
I knew it.
You guys are the same, both from New York.
You have two syllables to your name.
Male. Feasel.
P and P sound the same.
Pajeezel.
Old doesn't, but shut up.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go.
So yeah, Demon's Crest for the Super Nintendo. I'll just read it as if I'm PJ. I'll do my normal voice though, but we'll just say that.
Just talk about how you broke something halfway through.
I broke a thing. I fell to the floor.
I was reading the dock and it broke, or like, I was drinking a beer the other day and it broke. That you can do that. Do that one. That's a good one. Take that one.
Okay, so Demon's Crest for the Super Famicom, 100% running.
No, wrong one.
4138.
Yeah.
Moving ahead a bit. Chip and Dale Rescue
What's the very
Rangers.
first one? Oh shit! No wonder I said that it was PJ.
I thought you were just being sarcastic. I thought this was just classic Feasel joking.
I was serious.
I was like, that's the Feasel joking. Oh, that's that jokester.
It's like, no, Feasel ran this game.
That's that jokester Feasel just joking around that you didn't run it, but yeah.
Joke's on you though. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Hashtag.
No, I'm gonna read Demon's Crest. You guys read. Why don't you read Chip and Dale?
Okay, I'll read Chip and Dale. Alright, this is Chris Farley's Chip and Dale. Wait, what? This is Chippendale Rescue Rangers, all zones in 1257 by Foot Dive, our favourite, probably Marvel player. He says this is a measly 1 second improvement over Nadua's record due to slightly better luck and optimization. Slightly better luck. 1 second. That'll do, pig. Alright, this run is far less optimized than my any percent run, as I could see this being pushed down as far as 1250. However, I'm still happy with this run because it's the first time I've held the record for this category. I might try to further optimize this time in the future. Shoutouts to a possible race at SGDQ with Velociraptor if this category makes it past the final cuts. Alright, now the people have got excited, they're ready, they want to hear about Demon's Crest.
Demon's Crest?
So let's go. Tell them about how you broke a beer or something.
I broke, my controller soft lock as I was reading this.
Okay.
So, Demon's Crest for the Super Nintendo, or for the Super Famicom.
Controller soft locked?
My controller soft locked.
Don't worry about it. It happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
I love it. Alright.
I didn't know there was any software. Okay, it's 41:38 is the time for 100% run by Bro Edgeman.
Yeah, Bro Edgeman returns. It's been so long.
It has been a while. So he says this run has really good RNG, especially on Arma 2. I don't think this run is going to be beaten, except someone will get a new strat for the final boss and save 40 seconds. But shoutouts to the Hulk for beating my old time, and to Plat Shadow, Axel SRL, and Melee Hell for searching for new strats.
Yeah. It's a cool game. We had another
cool.
Red Armor game recently. I wonder if that was what spurred some more action.
For this.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Whenever I see
A couple of weeks ago, actually, I saw when he got the new time, and then
I saw him streaming and I was like, man, he hasn't submitted to TSSB in a while. I wonder what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. All is right in the world again. Well, that was a quick goal.
Yep, that's the quick kill.
Right, I imagine it is.
done.
Okay, you can roll right into Dishonored, by the way, because these clips are going to go straight into one another. Gildersneeze, tell us about Dishonored.
I will tell you about Dishonored on the PC. Sadly, not the PAL region, my favorite region, but
I think it was, but I
any
deleted
percent?
the PAL bit.
You son of a bitch. Well, now it's the PAHL region.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
PAL.
Whichever.
That's how you pronounce it. That's how you.
PAL.
That's how you pronounce it in Britain, in the southeast where I live. You say PAL, PC PAL. That's us. All right, go for it.
Right. Any percent 34-35 by Mr. Walrus. I've been cutting this record a bunch during the past week, from 34.58 that Frippic had, down to 34.55, then 34.43, and now 34.35. Major skips in the game are done with a collision detection glitch that lets you climb up any 90-degree corner no matter how high. Wow, that's pretty damn cool.
Wow.
Anyway, after skipping a bunch of stuff in the beginning, you get Blink, which is a short-range teleport, and the rest of the game is mostly about routing the mana and clipping with said Blink. Some of best is less than 20 seconds away, so I'm satisfied with this run for now.
Yeah, this is a cool game, and it's a cool run.
And it's broken as hell, evidently.
Yeah, they gave you Blink, which is a great thing for speedrunners, because it lets you do whatever you want, pretty much. And also another fun fact is all the soundtrack is called either Exploration or Suspense, and this is the Suspense Flooded Area track. I thought might be a bit more high energy for a speedrun video highlight, but I was wrong. Yeah,
Well,
it's
see
cool.
what you've done.
Out of bounds, blinking teleports. It's a sweet run. So congratulations, Mr. Walrus.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. Hey, who wants to read Dragon Ball? Let's give this one to bbforky. Keep going. We're on a roll here. We're comboing.
Alright. Yeah, sounds good here. We got Dragon Ball Shinron no Nazo, I believe, something like that.
I think it's the Mystery of Shenron. If my
That sounds good.
knowledge means anything.
Let's go with
Yeah,
Mystery of Shenron.
Alright, this is ran on the NES, the Japanese version. Any percent by Daka in 1711.72. He says, so this is the Japanese version of Dragon Power for the NES, and it looks like Dragon Power is right below that as well, so
so
kind of two of the same games.
Dude.
Dragon Power
I
is a
decided-
fantastic translation.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I decided to submit it separately because it technically is different, as this version has 4 more levels than Dragon Power, which is the World Martial Arts Tournament. Also, the music is much better, and it actually looks like Goku. This game, however, is still a dragon-based shmup, as you guys already may know.
Right.
Nice.
That's
That's maybe our fault.
Possibly.
We maybe have repeatedly confused them. Yeah, I was going to say that's a very interesting looking Goku. I'm intrigued to see what the other Goku looks like, and I don't have to wait long because it's going to be right now. We're comboing still though. We keep going Aries. Let's go.
Okay, so we have Dragon Power.
Wait. The end of that comment for the last one.
Oh, sorry.
It's actually something interesting. The record before this was a Taz run by Cat Regum at 17:12:07. So
he beat the Taz.
yeah, he beat the
Taz.
Taz.
Nice.
Taz.
All right,
Crazy.
here we go. This is Daka. This is the game I remember. This is the dragon-based shmup I remember.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Aries. So let's go.
Okay, so we got Dragon Power on the NES. This is obviously the American version. It was done in 13/27/03. The comment is, so I beat it once again. This time it wasn't much different than the last record, but the run itself was a lot cleaner. Some mistakes were still made, but cutting 13.6 seconds and a glot on the last split was amazing. Now, I seriously will have to discover some new amazing glitch to cut down the time even further.
Yeah, this is the one where we had the discussion if his hair is just shiny or if he has a sweatband.
Do you think his hair is shiny?
Well, it might be a shine.
Well, it could be. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like Gohan's hair when he was a kid and Chi-Chi forced him to have the bowl cut thing.
Yeah, that probably was shiny. I like how that.
Thank you. Let's go eat sandwiches.
I like how that.
Thank you very much.
I like how that Buddhist guy became Krillin in the Goku game. I thought that was pretty impressive of them. Yeah, this game, man, he's punching all sorts of stuff. I haven't seen him turn into a dragon yet and shoot stuff, but I mean, I guess that's not in the video. Maybe those are just auto-scrollers, so you can't make highlights of them.
We can't highlight everything. You know?
There you go.
Sometimes you have to skip the Dragon Shmup sections of Dragon Power, which is kind of silly, but you know.
Yeah,
Right.
there you go. That's the end of that streak. I should really show this page a bit so people can see the times themselves for a second. That was a good streak, man. 4 videos on the trot. Do you say on the trot in America? I don't think I've ever heard an American
afraid
say it.
Not really.
Oh my god, you guys, there's so many cool
I've
phrases.
never heard that.
So many good phrases you guys don't use. Anyway,
It's a shame.
did you know what I meant when I said it?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, good. That's all right then.
We'll go with that.
In a hurried fashion.
All right, next up then, on page 2, we have
Page 2.
Yeah, Dragon Warrior 3. This is the one. This is the dragon-based side-scrolling beat 'em up. I remember. I think this is NES any percent in 3:46:25 by K-Mac. It says fun stuff. Yeah, I'm waiting for him to change. He like shortened his name to K-Mac, and I'm waiting for him to lengthen it again to K-Mac and cheese, and like then just keep cycling until he keeps getting his name longer and shorter, until like 5 letters actually represent like 26 words.
Right. I just didn't know he was getting close to the record.
Well, he obviously got very close.
Yeah, exactly.
He says, fun stuff, had a relatively low encounter rate after the metal slime grind and was able to avoid Baranos, feasting on innards. There are so many variables to this game that the fact that the last 3 best times have all used different parties. That's cool. This time will keep going down as there are 4 active runners of the game. Man.
Wow.
That's a good number of runners to have.
Yeah, no kidding.
Top of the
For
heap.
an RPG, that's pretty good. Pretty good
Yeah,
stuff.
top of the heap for now, K-Mac.
For now.
For now.
For now.
For now. All right.
Dun dun.
Cards of the Heart. Here you go. This is final fight for you.
Oh yeah. I've seen a little bit of this, but it's a shame I don't watch enough Murphigator.
Yeah.
But yeah, final fight for the arcade American version. 1 credit clear with Cody in 22 minutes 54 seconds, and he writes, mostly solid run, fairly bad error on Belger, but the luck in the Abigail fight and the first fight in Uptown easily trump it.
Yeah, it's Abigail. I keep forgetting this guy's name's Abigail. Like,
Yeah, and he's getting wrecked. Look at this dude.
yeah,
Destroyed.
Abigail is just not a man's name at all. I don't get how he's called Abigail. Oh, dude, he's beating up the guy from Fist of the North Star now.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely him.
You are already dead.
Nice.
Oh my.
All right, yeah. So Murph,
This run definitely had some amazing stuff on it. Like,
yeah.
I actually highly suggest watching this run.
Look at him just group all
I'm
those
really
enemies.
glad Cody isn't like
canceling
this
that
in
fist.
Street Fighter, because this would be horrible. Look at those
Oof.
backflips too. Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah, this is a strong
Oh,
run.
I thought I paused. I didn't. Right. Yep.
Cool. All right, I'll take this next one here.
Oh, dude, just to point
Sentai
out,
Car Rangers.
you're welcome, because this said Carringers before, and I corrected the grammar. I put a space in there. I was reading it for ages, and I was like, what
What's
the
a
hell's a
Carranger?
Carringer? And then I googled the name to find music for it, and I was like, oh cool, there's one called Car Rangers. And I was like, oh, Car Rangers. So thanks a lot, Arcano. You do a lot of great work, and you almost embarrassed Fiesel here.
What?
Anyway, they
I don't need
really
any
should have.
help
They
embarrassing.
already should have called
They're
it.
not car rangers?
Yeah, they really should have called it Carnage or something like that. But anyway, that's their loss. Shout out to the guy who likes Eltnam so much that I couldn't get her out of the video. Go for it.
Okay, moving on.
Fiesel.
Moving on to right where we are. So, Gekiso Sentai Car Rangers for the Super Nintendo. This is any percent. No, this is Bad Ending in 732 by Nirvana Runs. Says, hello guys. I only have to say this. This is the urn, finally. I got a very good run, plus the best RNG on the mini boss of the 4th stage, and I'm pretty happy with this run. I hope Author Blues or someone else wants to beat my time in this game. See ya, and good luck with TSSB.
Thank you. There you go. This was
Nice when he
really
hopes that
cool.
other people want to beat his time.
This
That's
music
good.
is fantastic. This game looks absolutely adorable. Like, I
That
really
last boss
like
did
it.
not look adorable. I'm not sure what was up with his head, but damn.
Yeah. The Sentai Ranger, the Car Ranger, his chop looks almost identical to Makoto's heavy punch as well, so I really appreciated that. I just enjoyed this all around. When I was almost using the Car Ranger intro music because I thought it was from something different from this game, and then I found out actually it's the same game. That really made my day. Yeah,
It's too good.
it's pretty
Looks like he
fantastic.
stabbed him right in the nuts, and he's just like, oh.
Ooh, it's funny to see him boost forward then too.
Yeah, yeah. The damage
Oh my.
boosts. I couldn't quite understand whether they just like you get hit facing one direction, but oh, hang on, I tried to catch
that's a
her.
nice.
Try to catch the damage boost and
Health bar is a fuel gauge.
Okay, there you
yeah,
go. You get
it is.
you get a blurry him. That'll do. There you go. All right. Now we have a bunch of golf to talk about.
Oh,
Yeah,
bullshit.
why don't you let me take these? 'Cause
I
I've
absolutely will.
actually ran a Mario golf game before
Nice.
the Game Boy Advance one, and I
These better.
want to run this game at some point. So really, no one else is more
I was going to say
qualified
this.
than I am.
This better come with really cool golf music in it, but alas. Anyway, go
Well,
for it.
there's no-
Cheese cards,
Have
the
really cool music.
self-qualification.
Yeah,
Well, that's kind of the way of the.
it's the way of the world nowadays,
the
isn't
world
it? Self-qualification.
here-
Did he just
here
hit it through
nowadays.
that cactus? That's bullshit.
hitboxes. So yeah, Tapatio J has been going crazy on the Mario Golf for the Game Boy Color lately, and he has submitted 4 new records for each of the 4 main courses. The first run is Marion Club in 8 minutes 19.56 seconds. Very clean run overall to take the world record down by another 3 seconds. Gold split on 2 due to great RNG off the tee, followed by a clutch 50-foot putt off the fairway. Nice.
Wow.
Gold split on 16 was huge, hitting a perfect shot off
50-foot.
the tee. Saves
Hold on, just
the
take a-
power shot to be used later on hole 18 and landing in the rough. Makes for a quick second shot, which ends up a chip in, saving me about 4 seconds and the world record. This is going to be a tough time to take down. That I'm sure. All right, next run is the Palm Club in 8 minutes 21.77 seconds. Nearly 17-second PB and world record. Wow, that's crazy. Back-to-back long-distance chip-ins for Eagle and Albatross on hole 2.
Dude, is this an
and 3 were
albatross?
huge.
Oh my god, I've never seen one of these. What a legend.
It has to be. That's a par 4. Look,
Oh, was it?
no, an Albatross would have to be on a
Oh,
par
I didn't
5.
realize.
You
I
get
thought it
wafers
was.
with it?
Okay, don't
Yeah,
worry.
it's 1 stroke below
It's
Eagle.
3 under
On that
par.
one.
Yes. Second shot on the second hole should have had too much power, but I'm able to hit the dead center of the pin to put it in. Nice. Hit exactly the shot I wanted to on 3, though. Last 4 holes are huge as I'm able to land the green on 15 over the bunker, make a clean shot out of the rough on 16, make eagle and avoid the palm trees on 17, and not choke on 18, the most important of all.
This sounds just like a guy in real life talking about his round of golf, except this actually happened. Like...
Wow. All right. Next run is the Dune Club in 9 minutes 13.56 seconds. Remember, the hundredths are most important. Was not expecting to get this PB/world record on this run, as this was supposed to be just practice. Lots of great recovery chip-ins and putts on after bad tee shots throughout. Putts on 8 and 10 don't go in, which cost me a few seconds each, but I'm able to play consistently otherwise to keep up with my splits. Time saves start rolling in after hole 13, and I'm able to go from plus 7.8 to minus 5.9 with some great approach.
That was the albatross right there. Sorry, I got excited.
Oh, nice.
I still want to know
There
who
we go.
offers with it.
Yeah.
All right, last run real quick. Lynx Club in 9 minutes 17.65 seconds. A world record that was 2 months in the making. Lots of great shots made throughout, but the highlights by far were hole 4 and hole 14. The approach on 4 had me hitting into a 19-mile-per-hour crosswind, which I drained for eagle. Hole 14 had a great tee shot that didn't go off the fairway, followed by a great approach that rolls in. Held it together through the end to earn a nearly 22-second PB and a new world record. Thanks, TSSB crew.
Thank you very
I'd like
much.
to point out that he said that at the end of every single set of notes.
Well,
what a pleasant person.
Yeah.
And you know what I love about it is that he used real golf terminology the whole time.
Yep.
And I want to know if it's either because he's really into golf normally or if he got it all from playing Mario Golf.
Who knows?
Like, that's what I'd like to know. I'd also like to know if maybe now it's time for me to run Everybody's Golf on PSP. It's the era of golf speedruns.
Mm-hmm.
People have proven that they're a good run to do. I might have to jump on the golf train and play that, because that game is goddamn amazing. Anyway, speaking of games that are... Oh, good, this one is amazing. Fantastic.
Yes.
I was worried it was a non-amazing game.
I was worried that Robo Demons would come up or something. This is Mega Man X3 on PS1. This is low percent category in 20... Is it? Oh my goodness. Huh. That was because the thingy... Thank you for paying attention. Sure. Anyway, there you go. This is the Japanese version, low percent in 2335 by Crack Attack. You can blame alphabetization for that one. Yeah. Started playing the Japanese PSX, which is the fast version of X3. This version still uses the skip to the final levels after intro. Buster only elevator skip still in progress, but got first part of it. Got Ultra Troll during boss rush, but played well for the most part. The current goal is to beat the 80% saber route record of 23:12 with a low percent time. Yes, it's possible to sub 23 low percent, but it requires god boss patterns and superb movement. Well, you can work on one of those quite actively, I'm sure. Boss RNG, I don't know so much.
A little bit of practice, sure.
Yeah. Dude, what is this guy? Giant claws guy.
Giant claws.
Yes,
guy.
that's exactly
Yeah.
what he was called.
Is that what he's called?
Dr. Wiley was totally out of names.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
wait, no,
was,
this is the X series. This is Sigma, wasn't it? I don't
This
know
is
what
Sigma. He's a maverick.
Yeah. Somebody was pissed and he ran out of names.
Giant claws crab or something like that. That'd be a good... He wasn't a crab though, was he? He was some kind of rodent, I guess.
It's like a lobster.
Oh, there we go. It's crushed crawfish.
I like it.
Oh,
That's a good
crawfish.
name. That's slightly better name than Giant Claws guy.
Just a little bit.
Slightly better. There you go.
So yeah, here's this giant claws crab, and you attack its weak points for massive damage.
I did always like how the bosses in the Mega Man series started out as robots that you would think, okay, I could see where that'd be useful. This guy runs the incinerator. This guy, handles the
Plug
weather or
Man.
something
That
like
makes sense.
Right.
And now all of a sudden we're out of those ideas. So Giant Claw Man.
All right,
Yes, he runs
guys,
Crayfish Farm.
Here's the pitch. You're underwater, all right? Having trouble breathing, but you need to chop something up. What you gonna do? Got it. Crush crawfish. He's a fish. He slices things. He crushes things. How
Oh my
much?
god, that's so genius. Where can I get one?
What are you guys looking at? I'm looking at 60 million investment.
Whew. don't know about that one.
It just sort of went.
I don't know, man.
I can't really
like,
think of a good use for any more robots.
we
Screw it.
invested in the Kawanga, and we're still not quite sure what that is.
What the hell is a Kawanga?
Right.
All right, here we go. This is Wily's Wars. We're ready now. Wily Wars. Let's pass this one over to Fiesel can do Wily Wars.
Sure, I sure can. So this is Mega Man: The Wily Wars for the Genesis Japanese version. This is an any percent run in 2 hours, 5 minutes, 45 seconds by The Siege. He says, trying to run 4 classic Mega Man games in a row without any deaths at all can be very difficult. This is the requirement for my next submission.
Well, what?
Is he gonna submit 4 games?
Okay.
All world records?
Yeah. Hey, Fiesel, how come this Mega Man looks so bright and colorful?
Because it's the Genesis version, and Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Oh, man. This guy.
Yeah, it does
Right,
genuinely
Buster
look
processing.
really nice and bright and colorful. I like how Mega Man's face is different for some reason, though. That's what I can't quite grasp, is why his face is
The body proportions are a little different.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's this bit where you can slide through the thing. Is this four Mega Man games ported to Genesis? Is that what it is? Because this is Mega Man 3, right? That's the Snake stage, right? Oh no, it's not. There's just snakes. I'm confused. I'm not sure what this is. It seems like it's ports to the Genesis, right?
I think it's like a port that's like a mashup of Mega Man games,
Dude,
and
it's
he's saying that
Son, man.
every time he has to beat 4 Mega Man games,
It's Son Goku,
which is why it's 2 hours long.
Dude, who's this monkey guy? He looks cool. Uh-oh. No, you're shooting floating fists at him.
That's the hard knuckle, or the hard fist.
What is this boss fight? That's fantastic.
Bow.
I'm gonna play it again.
Bap. Well, it's playing again. Hold on.
It's slow boxing gloves floating towards him. Look at this. Don't move. Don't blink.
Yeah, he said he wanted to highlight the 2 boss fights where you don't have to move.
He did a damn good job of doing that. Wow, that's fantastic. I thought I paused you. I didn't. Okay. Now, Pillars of Eternity, aka the other PoE. Let's give this one to bbforky and get
Alright,
into
sounds
this. Figure out what's going on in this game.
Alright, so we got Onan, who did a any percent run in 108.20, or no, that's, I thought for a second that was like 1 minute, but no, that's 1 hour, 8 minutes. On PC, Pillars of Eternity is a new CRPG from Obsidian. They threw out the old Infinity engine, so this game is nearly not as broken, but it's getting there. The runs consist of murdering an entire caravan in cold blood, duping stats on 2 companions so that one becomes immortal and the other gets immense AoE on his spells, and skipping Defiance Bay almost entirely by bumping a slain ally through a door to trigger the last cutscene. That was a mouthful there.
I just love when you can move corpses onto level triggers. That's so cool.
Yeah. The last trick alone shaved about 40 minutes off my previous route, thanks to ACFAC.
Good time save.
AQ. There's some significant errors in this run, but probably the biggest time losses are long loading screens and frame drops. So I'll leave this to someone else who can improve upon it.
This has been really confusing me recently, because suddenly all of my friends, well, not all of them, a bunch of them are playing PoE again, and I'm like, why are you playing Path of Exile all of a sudden? Like, why are so many people suddenly playing Path of Exile? And it turns out actually they're playing Pillars of Eternity, and because they're both the same type of game, it's become very confusing for me to discern which one they're talking about. But I have it on good authority that game is pretty tricky. Pillars of Exile is not. Why can't I pause this video? I literally cannot pause this video. What have you done, Fiesel?
This game is just too powerful to be paused.
You mean PJ?
Okay, there you go. I paused it. What the hell happened?
I'll blame the next comment. It'll make sense as soon as you read it.
Okay, doke. Right.
All right, yeah.
How about you just read it?
Oh, of course.
There you go.
Of course. It's kind of awkward since we don't really have the expert to read this,
Why
but
can't I play this? Okay, what the fuck is going on?
so yeah, here's Rockman and Forte on the Super Famicom, 100% in 5815 by Joka. There we go, sub hour. Hopefully PJ's there so he can explain how dumb this category is. If not, well, just watch the run.
Right.
Well, sorry, PJ's not here. But you know.
Awkward.
But still, everything about the way that was read and the video we're watching is pretty broken.
It's like PJ's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game is super cool. Fun fact, the closest I've ever come to beating a Mega Man game is this one. I got to Wily 3 and then gave up.
You haven't beat a Mega Man game?
Never beaten a Mega Man game.
My goodness.
Unless Battle Network counts, and then I've beaten 4 of those. But I have a feeling that doesn't. Yeah.
I don't feel bad. I haven't beaten a Mega Man game either. I just don't like playing them most of the time.
They're hard. I got to Wily 3 and gave up on this one. Played as Bass, or as I always called him, Bass, because I'm pretty sure that's how you're meant to say his name. Don't know why they named him after a fish, but you know, they did, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, there's dragons in the background. This is clearly a dragon base.
Where is he even going?
This is not intentional. What?
No, it's not.
Oh, no, there's a health gauge.
There you go. Maybe this is why I never finished this game, because I wasn't playing it properly. But anyway, there's a bunch of CDs strewn around the levels here, and he's collecting all of them. And I remember looking at this and thinking, man, how long does it take to get all those CDs? There's loads of those, and then it turns out not that long. If you're good, I suppose. There you go. Good job, Joker.
Indeed.
Yeah, let's move straight into the next one. I'm going to give us any time. Aries, you can have this next one, Spec Ops line.
Okay.
I realised I had the music muted that whole time. Whatever. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so we got Spec Ops: The Line on PC, any percent, in 153.13 by The Englishman. His comment is, one would think that a modern military shooter specifically designed to insult other modern military shooters and the people who play them would make for an uninteresting run. Surprisingly, you'd be wrong. Despite not having too much in the way of sequence breaks, Spec Ops: The Line moves at a breakneck pace with plenty of movement and gunplay tech. It's also got a great atmosphere, a killer soundtrack, and a dark and twisted storyline that sees our all-American Nolan North-voiced army man turn into a murderous psychopath constantly leading his squad mates into idiotic situations that results in thousands of military and civilian casualties, all because he wants to delude himself into believing he's something that he's not, a hero. Yeah, this game's pretty messed up.
Why am I not playing this right now?
Yeah, why did I not know that Spec Ops: The Line was like
goodness,
a pastiche of...
I need to invest in this game right now.
Yeah.
I love parody games. Why am I not playing this either?
Like, why didn't this game just say parody on the box?
Yeah, this
Like-
game is funny. Please play me.
Oh my god, it's funny! Mom! Mom! Alright, yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm very suddenly interested in a game I really wasn't interested in before.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
good job, Englishman. There you go. We're going to keep
My
this...
Steam library to see if I
Yeah.
have it, actually.
We're keeping streaks going here with Star Fox. Let's give this one to Gilda so he can't check his Steam library. Star Fox
Too late, I already
64.
did, and I don't have it. But it's Star Fox 64 on the N64, US version, Blue Line Warpless, 2628 by Patow. I really like that name.
Potter,
Blue Line
sorry.
is the least... Pato? Well,
Yeah,
fine.
I
Patow
know.
zone.
I ruined it. Sorry.
He gets a world record, he's like, Patow! And that's it.
Patel!
At any rate, Blue Line is the least optimized of all Star Fox 64 categories. Virtual Console is faster, but way worse to control than N64. Got this run very easily on my first full attempt after not playing the game for months. RomScat strats. Very improvable. I won't run this more on VC unless someone else beats me while using it. Speaking of Star Fox 64, I believe Zallard forgot to submit his new 100% record that
Yeah,
he got
he did.
the other night on a DRS run. So he took it by about a minute and a half from Scott Progan, I think. So yeah, but hopefully he'll submit that for next week.
This game's cool. I really hope the new one they make's good. It won't be, but I hope it is. They're making a new one, right?
I don't know.
I think they sort of accidentally confirmed it. Anyway, seeing as no one else is particularly interested.
Yeah.
I like
It
this
can't
game
be
a lot.
worse than Star Fox Adventures. So
No.
we'll leave it at that.
Well, that wasn't supposed to be a Star Fox game, so I can forgive that one.
Well, that was meant to be about the girl one, right? It was meant to be about Crystal, but they changed it to a
Yeah.
Star Fox game last minute.
Yep.
That's what I heard.
Data analysis complete.
That's why, like, there are dinosaurs in it. And there's no spaceships, really.
I think it was actually supposed to be Cameo. That's what I think it was
Oh,
supposed
was it?
to be.
Ah, okay.
And then Rare went to Microsoft, so they took all their assets and made it a Star Fox game. I think that's the story.
Alright.
Interesting.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Definitely makes sense. I remember hearing that it was meant to be about Crystal, the girl, and then they kind of were like, nah, let's make her the love interest and we'll make Fox McCloud the guy. We'll make Fox a girl and the girl not a girl and put her in a crystal or something. There you go. Anyway, I don't know much about that series. So let's
There you go.
just move on to Spy Hunter. This is a really
Super Spy
cool
Hunter.
series. It is. It's Super Spy Hunter.
Right,
Pro
I'll read it. I'm
tip.
usually
Oh.
the designated Zaki reader.
You
for
can do
this
that.
show.
Well, this is a good Zaki. Is this Zaki?
Mhm.
Are you sure? Because games are good.
It's a good game. It's too good a game for Zaki to run.
Yeah. You know what else is also good is
that,
the PS2 Spy Hunter's surprisingly good. If you find that in a bargain bin anywhere, I implore you to pick it up. Anyway,
PS2
Fiesel.
Spy Hunter. Okay, sure. So this is Super Spy Hunter for the regular NES. This is an any percent in 2636 by Zaki the Goat Dragon, who says improvement by over 11 seconds on the last run, thanks mostly to not waiting for a power up in the last stage, and probably due to some better lag management. Still crashed into two walls and recalibrated my aim too early on the final boss, but didn't lag the minefield and had an even better eye trap corridor at the end of the run. Now, if I can avoid crashing into walls, manage lag decently enough, and not zone out on the final boss, that might be the run.
You know, it's taken me
Apparently this is
years to realize this is just a shmup.
Yes.
Like, I've always just thought of
Sadly,
it as
not
like...
dragon based, but
I've always just thought of it as like a racing game where you shoot things. No, it's not. It's a shmup.
Yeah, it's a shmup where just some stuff flies by on the sides.
Technically, it's
that makes
Goat
you think
Dragon
it's-
based now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a Goat Dragon based shmup.
Yes.
That's cool. They should make another Spy Hunter game. That'll be cool. Stop all these shmups about little girls and make them about gadgety cars again. Or dinosaurs or dragons.
Don't say that. What they'll do is they'll make it a little girl who is a gadgety car.
They will, you're right. She'll transform into a gadgety car,
Dragon.
and somehow the car will have boobs, and it'll be like, oh, how did you... Oh, I don't even want to know.
I'll have boobs and dragon wings.
Alright, now, following in the grand tradition of golf speedruns, we have a tennis run, and I've just seen how long this is, and I don't want to read it anymore. So,
Oh my.
That is super long. Wow.
Yeah. That's, wow.
Aries, what's up,
Sure.
buddy? Give this
take
one a
it, don't
go.
worry.
This is Tennis NES.
Yeah, this is Tennis NES.
Or as it says in my thing, Tennisness. That's the file name. Okay, you got a minute and 8 seconds, go.
Okay, so it's the Gold Cup. It's done in 3217 by Christian. With the upcoming race, I was reminded of this good ... decent old game. I got curious about speedruns for it, but I couldn't find a single one, not on YouTube or Nico Nico or even TAS videos, so I had to do something about that. I decided to go for the Gold Cup, which requires you to beat level 5 twice, and to add that, I had to set the goal of beating the AI 6-0 in all 4 sets. At first look, this might look a little bit sloppy, but if you have played this, you know that the angle you hit the ball is decided by how many frames your swing has been active, if it's a forward/backhand or a smash. The AI, of course, ignores all of that and can place the ball almost anywhere it wants. Add to this the ball speed at level 5 and some other things, and it will be really hard to position yourself well because you really need a perfect place smash to score. So it gets really impossible to get a perfect game, especially if the AI says no. This run is almost 100% RNG, so until some AI manipulation is found, I won't touch this again. But if anyone wants to get some tips from me for the upcoming race, please feel free to PM me, Retro Christian, on the SDA forums.
Hey, Fusil.
Bravo.
Bam.
Well
Yeah,
done.
level 5 is really hard. In the race, they're doing it at level 3, but 5 is just people are having a hard enough time beating the computer at level 3. So
I
This
really
is pretty
liked
crazy.
about this highlight is the first clip was a rally. And it just made me think that, like, normally when you're playing casually, it'd be like, dude, check out this sick rally, man. We went for so long. And in a speedrun, it's the opposite of what you
God
want.
damn it, miss!
right.
So I was like, yeah. I was like, this is an interesting first highlight clip as this rally. There you go. Tennis games are really fun. They need to make a new really good tennis game as well. That's something else. Game devs, why aren't you in here looking for ideas?
Game devs, what up? Where's the
Boob,
tennis at?
car shmup, minus the boobs, just a car shmup. Dragon shmup. What else did we want? We wanted something else. Tennis. Keep making golf games. That's good too.
Yeah.
I think we had something else about we wanted, but anyway, make a tennis game. Also, another really good tennis game, Wimbledon on Sega Master System. I'd like to, promote Wimbledon. That was ridiculous fun at AGDQ playing Wimbledon. We found a dark room somewhere that was like gonna be the staff room for the staff, but they never used it, so we used it as a Wimbledon room. And Wimbledon was designed for 50 hertz, but you can play it at 60 hertz, and it's ridiculously fast. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. But anyway, okay, we got the Guardian Legend. This is also Fetal.
Flicky Page.
Oh, hang on. Well, I hadn't said it yet. I was like, Anyway, here you go, Gilda. You can have this one. That's it.
Oh, can I?
It's all yours
The Guardian
now.
Legend. I do like the Guardian Legend.
Oh,
quite a
dude.
bit, actually.
Wait,
It's
it's a shmup.
It is a shmup, indeed. No, it's a Guardian Legend on the NES, 100%, in 117.51 by Zaki the Go Dragon. Zaki on fire this week, apparently. It's amazing this run happened, given that I hadn't done any runs for over a year, and it happened around the 6th try after being back at it for less than a day. That said, it's still an awful run. I had the usual troubles with menuing and had to fight 2 mini-bosses without sub-weapons due to lack of chips, costing a fair bit of time. Luck and an amazing fight against it, the final boss, bailed me out. I kept saying I was done with running this game and even officially declared it. I only did this run out of extreme boredom and used the old route. But I guess now I might have to learn the new strats and finish what I've started. That's what you get, Zaki.
Yeah, this is that's a real next level procrastination where you so don't want to do the thing you should be doing that you do something else productive. That's an interesting one. I edited a load of audio for no reason because I just didn't want to do what I was meant to be doing. It's interesting. Well, there you go. Good job. This game doesn't look awful, so I'm proud of you.
No, Guardian Legend is an incredible
Yeah, it's a pretty good game.
I'm proud of you, Zaki. You're moving up in the world. There you go. All right. We got
the shmup sections, and then there's the base exploration section.
Yeah.
It's really good.
We got Legend of Korra. Legend of this platinum game, so it's mine. Haha, you can't have it. This is New Game Plus Extreme in 4133 by Half Coordinated. He says it's a 42-second improvement over my previous run, although I believe there's about a minute left to save, so I must continue to do the thing. That's a reference to the thing.
What?
Yeah. No, that was a reference.
If you
got
never
it.
watched the show,
That's a
it doesn't
reference
make
to the
sense.
Yeah, that's a reference. Dude, it's a reference. It's not for you.
Apparently,
Clearly not for you, Gilda Sneeze. So why don't you
Well, but
back
apparently
off
I've been referencing
and let
this
us
show a million
enjoy
times throughout my whole
our
life.
inside joke?
No, I've been saying I gotta go
It's an
do the
outside
thing
joke.
for years.
You're
so maybe
accidentally
this show's referencing
quoting
me.
something out.
No, this show's referencing me. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
all right.
I think the best part about this run, though, is because I'm pretty sure Half mentioned he was doing a glitch with like the airbender ball and the tornado, and he's like, everybody's gonna ask, why is this trick important? It's really not. I just want it in my runs.
Yeah, so this is New Game Plus Extreme isn't that well optimized compared to the other runs. Half Coordinated started running it very recently and has since taken the record and is going off and doing his own thing. I would really like it, Half, if you're listening, to do any percent in a game for once and not do the New Game Plus Extreme and maybe do New Game Normal like all the other guys are doing, get really good at it, and then when we do our Platinum Marathon you can run it. How does that sound? Yeah? Fantastic. So good job.
Sassy.
Half Coordinated. It's cool to see more Platinum games being run, and Korra's a cool one. The any percent's below an hour now as well, for any of you who are
I have to admit,
interested.
Flicky, I have to admit something to you.
What?
I finally watched an LP of Wonderful 101, and now I really want a freaking Wii U and to play it.
There you go. Thank God. Thank God you did it.
I have that game. I just have yet to download and actually play it.
Oh, you can download it if you delete everything else off your Wii U. And that's not just so you can fit it on, it's because there's nothing else worth playing. No. Also, another fact, while Half Coordinator's here, someone has been running a new game hard, any percent hard, of Vanquish as well. So I can't remember his name, but he's Finnish. But good luck to that guy. Please keep running new game hard, because that's a really cool category as well. In other news, anyone else who's not playing Platinum games at this point, there's really no excuse. There's nothing else for you to do. I mean, nothing else worth spending your time on, is there? Except for that. Now, speaking of spending some...
Somewhat.
Time. That's what I said before. You were meant to go, time, like it was a kid show.
Oh, I see what you did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you see how I split it up into a call and
Get this
response?
guy off the stage.
I gotta get you a hand right there.
He's on fire.
My God. All right. Okay, here we go.
Tomatoes in your future.
We got Time Splitter's Future Perfect. This is story mode hard percent, playing a song that's not even from Time Splitter's Future Perfect, but I wanted it in anyway. This is GameCube PAL hard mode 129.56 by Jangbang. It says 128 is next and 127 is possible. Just to point out, this is the coolest. This is a room skip. I'm gonna go back and play this again. Jo Beth Casey, when she runs into the room, like triggers a scene, but if you shoot her through the room like this, it doesn't trigger.
Best cutscene skip I've ever.
As far as I can tell,
Get
that's
outta
what's
here,
happening.
No,
yeah.
Moving. No,
And
move
she
on.
bitches
We're
at
not
you
gonna stop to
too.
talk about this.
She bitches at you too. So anyway, this is a. More importantly, I've never even seen a 130 and never will. I am fucking clutch. This is officially being ready for May 13th. Ready, eat your heart out. Sorry, May 13th. Flicky. That's the deadline for future ESA runs. Have to be good enough by May 13th, and this is his challenge. But yeah, this game's cool. There's a clip here that you probably won't even notice. Right here. Yep, that was a clip. You don't even see it. But it's yeah, this is. I mean, if you haven't played Time Splitters, I don't know what's wrong with you. Seriously, I
just found a copy of it.
yeah. I mean, I don't understand.
I think Time Splitters too.
If you were a console gamer between 2000 and 2006 and you didn't play one of the Time Splitters games, I really don't know what to tell you.
You still work that.
You messed up. You messed up. There you go. It's a really amazing game. It's Time Splitters.
Time Splitter series is really good.
For those of you wondering, that was the Anaconda minigame music from Time Splitters 2 that was playing there.
Good call.
So there you go. And finally, World Tour, which we didn't have a video for this, did we, Fiza?
I don't think so. No, we don't.
Oh,
We
anyway,
do have an expert on it.
we have an expert on it who can describe it for us. Anyway, bbforky, this is yours.
All right. So this is a game on the GameCube. My run was in 26-24, the any percent category. Basically, it's kind of like Tony Hawk on scooters, and you get a certain amount of objectives for each level, and your main goal is to destroy all the transmitters, and it unlocks a race level. And then beating all the race levels in the game unlocks the final level, which is just basically doing a bunch of tricks to get a high score. And that's how you beat the game. And I've been trying to do some research on it, and I don't think anyone's done a run like before 2 weeks ago. And I thought it was funny because randomly 3 people picked up the game at the same time.
All right, I just ghettoed together a clip of it. Here we
Oh, these
go.
are little motor scooters then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I thought they were like the
automatic.
laser scooters. I was like, man, wasn't there a license game for those?
What console did this come out on?
This was on the GameCube.
How did they
And
not
it was
get
also on
sued?
PS2.
This is so Tony Hawk.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
definitely
even
Tony
real.
Oh, I mean, there were a million of these genre games, though. I mean, you had.
This one is.
I mean, most of them were made by the same companies.
Oh
Like,
wait, no.
what-
This one has races. Look, there you go.
There were some BMX games. I think Neversoft made a ton of different.
So the BMX ones were made by, well, at least one
Matt
of those
Hoffman,
was
I think,
made.
was
Yeah,
one.
Matt Hoffman was actually made by Neversoft.
Neversoft, yeah.
And then they tried Kelly Slater's Pro Surfing, didn't they?
I
don't
think
know.
so.
And
it
Shaun
didn't really go
White's
anywhere.
snowboarding, like the same. Those were all Neversoft.
Don't think was Shaun White Neversoft?
I think it was. I'm not
I don't
certain
remember.
now that
I don't know. I
think
never
about
really
it.
got into that one. Like,
Yeah. And then there was the Razor scooter game. Remember that?
yeah, that's what I
one?
was talking about earlier. That's what I thought this was going to be. Was a Razor scooter
No,
style
this
game,
is
but-
World Tour.
Yeah, well, I figured it would be using similar to Razor scooters, but these are like motorized. So,
Is it meant to
interesting.
be a play on words? That it's meant to be World Tour, or?
Well, yeah.
Probably.
But what's world
Yeah.
Hold
got
on,
to
let
do
me,
with
let me real quick call up the
scootering?
devs. Hey, guys, had a little debate on a podcast.
Is there much whirling in this game, Forky?
Not really. I mean,
Wheels? fast?
it's kind of, I guess, an arbitrary title.
It's a really lazy
Scooter,
pun.
maybe.
It's a pun that doesn't relate to anything.
Maybe there's a move called the whirl or something like that.
Is that like a big scootering move name? A
I
whirl?
have no idea.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
do
say-
not think there is a single trick name that is called Whirl, actually.
So what is? Oh, you're fighting a boss here.
Oh yeah, that's I guess the one thing that does make it different is there's bosses and you just do tricks into them to defeat them.
Wow.
Yeah, you did a
Trick
backflip
type's
tail
boss
whip
defeated.
from the ground.
Yeah, imagine if I got ran over by a scooter, I'd get hurt too.
You
Yeah, give
would,
it a
it's true.
test.
I'm not going to say you wouldn't. I don't know if you'd breathe fire in
Vomit!
response, though. Dude, are you grinding this whole roller coaster?
Well, feebly.
Feeble
Yeah,
grinded the loop.
that's the goal, is doing the loop-de-loop.
Wait, who's
with
this
the
guy?
grind.
Who's this dude? What is he?
Talking about the boss.
What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Frylock, is that you?
Yeah.
It's
like a
Mecha
cereal mascot or
Frylock.
His name's Crazy H.
Crazy
Crazy
H.
Frylock went close to that, though. Called him.
Oh my god. What the fuck is this game, dude? This needs to be everywhere forever. Alright. There you go, that's enough of that. I can't handle that anymore. Good job, BB Forky. Well done.
Thanks.
Alright.
It's certainly a game. I do like it when we have an odd game and the guest on the show has the record. We can talk about it.
Yeah. Alright, so
More insight than our usual, like, what the hell is this? I don't know. What the hell is it?
right, thank you very much to our special guests for today's show. That would be Aries. Oh, hang on, I can click through.
Oh,
these,
he's got
can't I?
this. That better not be
He's
the
got
rules.
I'm going to do Dark Aries. There you go. You can find him on Hitbox, our very special Hitbox using person. Then Cards of the Heart as well. That's his picture there with the Twitch one. And then bbforky as well. Who I have to know, what does BB stand for?
It stands for basketball. It was just an old thing back in the day. It was basketball for Kentucky.
Oh, they still have basketball now, actually.
Oh, there we go. Dang it. Had I known, I would have made the KY a different color then.
That's
Nah, I just.
I'm not going to go there on that one, Gilda.
Yeah, I know.
yep.
That was one of those things you just can't take back after you said
No.
it. Type. Well,
Yep.
should have thought about that before it came out of the mouth. Don't worry.
There you go. Are you
I do
from
like these backgrounds. I see what you mean about Cam FDM album covers. They do look
Yep.
like it.
I've been listening to a lot of
Yeah.
KM lately for
Right.
whatever reason,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're old school album covers like Nile and stuff like that.
Yeah. Are you from Kentucky?
I am in the Cincinnati area, so right on the border of it. My parents were born and raised there, though.
Right. I had some people who were claiming there were no speedrunners in Kentucky, which was good because they first did it while they were at lunch with another speedrunner from Kentucky. So shout outs to Kane, Apache, and Kramer, who went to Pho with me, and Apache said, "Yeah, there's like no Kentucky speedrunners." And I was, that's really interesting because Kramer here is from Kentucky. So there you go. Shout outs to anyone else in Kentucky. Enjoy whatever it is you guys do. in Kentucky.
Speedrunning. That's what they do in
Well,
Kentucky.
Yeah,
That's right.
there you go.
Probably crying over the Wildcats' loss last week.
Oh, well, cheer up then, guys. Chin up, hey? Life's not so bad. You could be from a state worse than yours. If there is one. I think there probably are a few. Anyway. Right. That's the end of the show. We thanked our guests already. We're going to find someone to raid in a mo while people are going to chit-chat around. Feel free to subscribe if you want. Emotes, we have our ideas for our first 2 emotes. We're going to have a segue emote, which may or may not be my face, depending on whether I want it to be my face or not.
Or your face getting run over by a Segway.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Dang.
How about as me riding a Segway running over you guys? That sounds really good.
Whoa.
How big are the emotes again?
Yeah, right.
Right. And then the other one is going to be a PC Pal emote, probably. Maybe. We shall see.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah. Any suggestions for emotes? Send them in. Gilda's going to be hard at work on those whenever he has time to be hard at work on those. Which
Right now I'm hard at work and finding a job.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't pay me for emotes.
Well, no, they pay us for emotes.
That's true.
They go straight on the server immediately. Take money, insert into server, done.
Oh man, those Sunday Soup and Break guys are streaming. Let's raid them.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Then SGDQ submissions being done now. Like, is it final cuts
when's the
time?
next-
The first round's been over a while. I believe the final decisions will be made by the 18th,
There you go.
so the end of this week.
Well, good luck to everybody.
I have a suggestion.
Vote for
a raid.
Tetris Attack. Please, not that you can vote or there's any kind of democratic thing involved anyway, but I don't know, just talk about Tetris Attack loudly and near SGDQ game submission deciding people, just casually, you know. Next, I don't know of any marathon things happening this week in particular, and so therefore won't mention any. Yeah.
Cool. If anybody else knows of any events that are going on, just post it in the chat. Let us know.
Yep. I won't be here next week, but that's fine. You guys will live.
Did you have a show set up for next week? Didn't
No,
you?
the week after.
Oh, it's the week after. Okay.
Yeah.
All
All right, so we need a
The week
show.
after, we're gonna have Arkham
will find
Asylum,
something.
Batman Arkham Asylum.
Oh, neat. With whom?
With whom? Wow, you got that. That's good. With RoboSparkle and whomever he chooses to bring with him. While we're using the objective case correctly.
That's a Sunday grammar break over here.
Yes.
I'm looking for that line. I had a great raid message.
You did. It was.
Yes, and it was the one. It was Bowser's defeat line from Tetris Attack.
It was Bowser's defeat.
And
thing.
now I ran across that image like 16 times looking for background images, and now I can't find one at all.
Yep. Now, I don't think we got anything else to say. We'll be running some ads at the end of the show, so please check those out. Do we have someone to... Oh, wait, no, shout-outs. That was it. Do you guys, guests, do you have any last words?
Yeah, I'll
Could you
start.
phrase
I
that a little
guess.
nicer?
Shoutouts to the puzzle community, mainly our Skype group, who we race Puzzle League, or any Puzzle League game really, every Friday. So if you guys want to race with us on Fridays, you are more than welcome. Any skill level is welcome. As I said, I actually really suck at the game, so if you can beat me, I will give you an internet high five.
Nice.
Hey, internet high fives are awesome.
Need that.
Nice. So yeah, specifically Bonkai Pone, FFR Pro 21, I Like Being Smart. Alta Biscuit is doing more runs now. Kirby Masta is also getting into the game a little bit. Let's see, Lightning 55. That's Fair Zach, Visa Cat. It's the community is a little fragmented right now, but it is growing, and that is a nice thing to see.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Cards of the Heart for getting every world record known to man in Puzzle League games.
We were kind of hiding this throughout the show, but I run more than just Puzzle League and Tetris Attack, and apparently I'm really good at all of them.
You already said you
Apparently,
couldn't be
anyways.
good at all of them. You said that was a lie. You shouldn't be good at all of them. This whole
Man.
episode's been a fake. It's been a lie. I'm deleting it. We're throwing it out.
Damn it.
Damn.
Oh, and shoutouts to Jake, because Cards forgot to mention him.
All right.
There you go.
Terrible
Shady,
birds.
shady Jakey. I'm so bad. Sorry, Jake.
Okie doke. So,
Jeez, I have to do everything here.
alright, we'll run
That's why
out
you're here.
ads. We don't have an idea for the next week. We don't have one yet, but there will be something. Arkham will be the weekend
There's
after.
some potentials.
I greedily waited until I'd be back. Until we did
Well,
Arkham.
you are kind of friends with the primary runner, so
Yeah, and
that's understandable.
next weekend I'll be at a speedrun meetup in Belgium, so any of you want to get sick jealous at me about now, then go ahead. You have my permission.
I did throw a raid target suggestion
You
in the
did,
Skype
you got
chat,
one there,
please.
and are you going to do the 10-second wait before
I
to
can.
get it in there? The raid target will be Barnow, I believe, who's doing SM All-Stars Warpless, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And the raid message is already in chat, thanks to Fredskin for remembering what it was.
Yep, good
Yeah,
job.
There we go.
Yeah, rate that, watch some ads at the end of the show, and we'll see you next week for dunno.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's a great game too.
Yeah, thanks to our guests. See you guys
It's
next
run by.
time. Goodbye.
Take care, everybody.
Everyone gets a chance to say goodbye. Go.
Goodbye.
Later.
See you.
See you guys later.
Nice, there we go. Good job.
The Sunday Sequence Break.